Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Elendor Chronicles, brought to you by the Component Cast. We are back for yet another week. I am back. I'm back, so we can actually continue this show. Do apologies about the little period we had of no shows, and then obviously going into 1 week back, 1 week off. It's never fun. And for those of you asking, yes, eventually I will paint this wall. Other than that, we're back with another show. In the meantime, I hope you've all been enjoying our new Lancer broadcast that's happening on Tuesdays. Episode 3 of that is going to be tomorrow. And finally, we might meet my character if we get there. If not, who knows? I've heard a lot of good things, though, about it. So if you haven't checked that out, please do. We're also completely up to date now, I believe, on the podcast formats of the show, as well as we are rolling out the massive backlog of content onto the YouTube channel. So if you miss a show, there's now multiple ways to get involved. Also, we have to promote our wonderful soundtrack, which I want to celebrate and say has had over 1,000 listens now already, which is pretty wild. And that's just Spotify. So thank you for everyone who's listened. If you haven't, please check out the Elendor Chronicles Volume 1 soundtrack. There is an abstract number I want us to reach before I maybe consider us going for another one. But I would love to get more soundtracks down the line and maybe expand soundtracks of our other shows, maybe, and like our other formats. So yeah, hope you all enjoy it. If you yourself have a playlist which you use for your D&D table, feel free to just add the music there. Or if you're a content creator and you want to use the music on your next project, you absolutely can. It's completely royalty free. We're not gonna take any of your money. So just go and use it, spread the word. That's that. And then finally, if you want to help out our shows, please consider becoming a patron or a Twitch sub. Patreon's the best way to support us. You get loads of behind-the-scenes content and freebies, but also it's where we get the biggest cut, and it's what funds things such as our soundtrack, such as new broadcasts. I just punched my microphone, and yeah, right. It's been a while. Let's not hold off too long. Let's get ready with tonight's broadcast, shall we? And we're back. So, who would like to do the recap this week?
Suppose I will do it. The recap is really short and really succinct. The party awoke the next morning, and after having a breakfast of spicy chimichangas, I believe it was, Darius had...
enchiladas, yeah.
Enchiladas, whatever.
Don't you whatever me. There is a difference.
Whatever. Darius had a breakthrough in their senses and their memory, something about it that kind of touched on more of the condition that Darius was going through. After the morning kind of tipped on, there was an issue where Darius was trying to get the translated message from his mother, who was being kind of vague and cagey about it. And as the party started to look into it more and more, we managed to get a translation. And getting the translation, set out to find the source of the endeavor. Afterwards, we did learn that Darius's mother had been keeping this from him because it was supposedly for his own good, because of the things that he might learn being more than he wanted to. We found a small pond that was covered with a bridge and a statue. And the party set about also trying to figure out the secrets to invoking the statue itself and finding the truth of it, which included finding some local fauna, vegetables. It was, I think it was a leaf and
Feather.
a feather, yes, because of the cloak, which awoke a spirit of the statue, which we don't know if it's a god, a person, or something in between. Spirit seems like the most aptitude choice. Which showed us a vision of a far-gone battlefield. It was James that spotted out that the figure of the statue was actually there, and the party took off to speak with her. And she began to grill Darius about, what do you see? What is going on? What is the truth of this? And the message seemingly being, all this has happened before. It's pointless to try and change it. You need just to accept it. The past is the past. Accept the past, period. And then Darius learned that in the past, his memory had been modified at his own desire to forget the things of the past that was causing complications. And Darius made the decision, well, you know what? Just undo it right now. Nope, don't want to undo it safely. I want to know everything. I want to do it right now. I want to get this done. And it wasn't good. Darius learned that in his personal conquests, or his one personal conquest that he had taken note for, was done for not only in the wrong way, but for the wrong reasons. And this is a thing that is quickly building back up in his psyche, it seems. The party started to ride back, and Darius, Zedaar, and Claudia all slipped away from the party and decided to race back to the manor because Darius wanted to confront his father. Zedaar wanted to burn something down. That doesn't sound entirely accurate for what happened, but this sounds like Zedaar, so I'm just going to go with it. And Claudia was just looking to, interfere and, make sure Darius didn't do anything he was going to regret, as far as we could tell. Darius had a talk with his father. There was a minor confrontation, but nothing that evolved. Got some more information, and afterwards we had a talk with Darius, who basically let it be known that this situation is something that he's looking to personally change and get involved with. And that the affairs that we're dealing with are going to only get more complicated from here on out.
Yep. You get your point of inspiration, absolutely, because the only thing that you missed was the fact that Zedaar wanted to try and take out the sigils that were warding the house.
Yes, that was it. Sorry, it's the cat. I assumed that she was going to burn something down.
Yeah.
Yes, you wanted to scratch the sigils out that prevented magic and scrying and such. Because she wanted to have the possibility of us spying on the house and the people within.
Oh, and I have a big lizard now.
Yeah, true. You do have a big lizard now.
Yeah. ETA on Zep being there. We're still like 2 weeks, 7 days out. Sorry, we don't use 10 days here.
Tail end of the arc, Mordred.
Yeah, like everything's set over. Like, oh, that was something, and Zep is like, hello everyone, what did I miss?
That's pretty much word for word what will happen, probably.
No, we're gonna level up because this is a milestone, and then Zep has to have an adventure by himself.
Where do you think they were?
It was an adventure.
He's just been having a solo session.
He's wounded when he arrives.
The dragon that he had to fight to get here.
Yeah.
Maybe. We'll see.
Why is there a scorch mark on Zedaar's painted underside of the skyship? Oh, we had to fight off a horde of dragons coming at it. Yeah. Wait, you only got one level up? I'm here with 2.
We were all meeting in Darius's room.
Yeah,
I believe.
you all were in Darius's room, bedroom.
Yeah,
which is a first because Darius doesn't allow people into his room.
Oh, also he's drinking.
He had one.
A drink.
He had a drink. He can stop anytime.
He quits all the time.
Yeah.
He's not a quitter.
Darius is nothing but a quitter.
And now he's just quitting.
Yep, that's true. Yeah. I think we were just trying to work out a plan, or discuss what our going forward was. Because
I think the big meeting is like tomorrow.
There's a thing later tonight.
Yep.
Like it's a tonight thing. So we got a limited time. There are people here, but not everyone. So it's kind of like a big. We got time.
And me without my wardrobe.
Tying in the idea that the Rien might actually be planning a counterattack, and judging by what they know, it might actually be something that looks like it'll work very efficiently, or so they believe.
Oh, will it?
Yeah, Valmar wasn't super happy about that either.
Yeah, that was a discussion. Was how
Valmir wants the Empire to lose?
I want the war to end, and status quo antebellum would be the best. Because he doesn't see the Eladrin Empire as like evil or the bad guys here.
Just aggressive, megalomaniac, xenophobic pieces of shit that try to take over the continent.
Cool. What's the difference with everyone else? There ain't no.
I kind of draw the line when they have conscious tree prisoners.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm sure the Empire
being tortured by being frozen in wood for eternity.
Dark Eldar just turn you into freaking furniture, but still alive.
Just enslaving other races.
They're dark forests too.
Checking back.
But,
we might be wrong about this, but I think Midge was the Eladrin Empire the aggressor in all of the wars.
Yes,
the major wars.
Yes.
No.
It's at least that was what I got.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Well, you would get that because you're from the fucking Rien. You're very
no, it's a cycle when they get more aggressive in the summer months, and that's when they usually go to war.
Depends who writes the history books as to who the aggressor is.
Yeah, it's
true.
They haven't been they haven't been the only
Every war they look for a casus belli and use it.
The other side would too.
It's a pendulum. Whenever one thinks it's got the upper hand, it goes for it, kind of thing.
Okay.
They haven't.
So it's 100 years of war situation. They're just
Yeah.
long stretches of nothing, and then punctuated areas of violence.
Yeah. Exactly that. That's kind of the biggest. That's a big allegory for it. It's there's been this is the fifth one now. I think you're now in the fifth Eladrin Rien conflict, but in between that, the Rien has attacked Legerung's land twice. A couple of mini wars with Nardathel. Like it's they're not the only. Yeah.
I didn't mean that they were the only aggressor in the world, Midge. I mean, any conflict that is derived between the Eladrin and the Rien area.
Pendulum.
Yeah, no. So the first one was. So the Eladrin invaded first because it was a response to something that an occurrence from essentially an attempted assassination happened from the Rien, and the Eladrin went, no, you don't. We were isolationists up until then. You tried to kill the king and did kill his daughter. Okay, here we go. It's elf time.
In a really brutal way. I don't know if you guys know how bad the killing of the daughter was. Like,
well, actually, you know what, Valmir, explain to your party what the assassination attempt, if you can, in your own words.
Both
absolute
me and him know
subterfuge. Absolute disgusting, vile levels of sneak, right? They gift it was a cloak or a robe, I believe, to Eladrin the Immortal. This gesture of we're going to be friends, goodwill, and all this. But Eladrin doesn't put the cloak on. I don't know, it's not his style or something. But his daughter does, and then it's like it meshes with her, and it can't be taken off, and it got taken off, and like the skin came with it, and she died. It's a vague, very badly retelling memory of something that I read on the wiki a little while ago.
The robe of the Flayer.
I possibly could be that. I don't know for sure. But yeah, no, brutal. Absolutely torturous. And yeah, it was all the Rien's doing, so they deserved it.
Proto-Rien. Rien wasn't a fully thing, but yeah. Yeah.
If anything they did bad is because they learned it from the Eladrin.
I will say morally, if we're talking about morals here, the fact is that everyone who perpetrated those previous wars in the Rien, because they're primarily human, are dead. And the individual who's perpetrating all of the actions on the Eladrin side is an immortal person and is the same exact person, who means that has continued on and is still building on that one person.
Rien's
so if we're talking
just
about
clearly jealous of
morals.
long-livedness.
Apparently, the sins of the father passed to the entire land.
Yeah. Okay. Let's stop talking.
As the party debates about the moral ramifications of the war and who should be coming out on top or not or ending it, the point still stands.
I don't think that the Eladrin Empire is good, or even like, yeah, it's not good, but it's also not a good thing for the Rien to completely wipe it out, because there's a whole lot of elves who are going to get a whole lot of,
Dead,
yeah, and that's, it's also not good.
Well, right now we're in a lose-lose situation when it comes to that, because this is in military speak we've passed the point of no return with this operation. There is,
as I would argue, Valmir, they started the fight. I'm not going to die.
They've let enough of them come forward expecting this flank attack to kill the current force, and if they don't do that, they're fucked. Like, as in the Rien are fucked, because they have been planning this, and this is the final culmination and everything like that. Past the point of no return on that. So right now we either take this action, right now we're on step 1 and we're talking about step 20. We need to order this.
We pause and ask Shane, are you eating a Twizzlers?
Anyway.
Yes, absolutely.
That's such a
James is chewing on a long string of red goop.
A counterattack doesn't mean the entire country is going to be conquered. It just means that they're going to push them out of the Rien. That is their goal right now.
So,
Seemed
plans.
pretty confident that there was going to be overwhelming victory here from Darius's dad, to the point where he's expecting titles and stuff inside.
You've been in the presence of my father. Would you expect him to be anything other than overly confident?
Valmir, I can't help but be curious why you weren't concerned when we were taking shots at the Eladrin Empire before.
I'm totally fine with being... I'm not in favor of the Eladrin Empire. I'm in favor of them not completely ceasing to exist and the Rien conquering the whole thing. That's what I'm against here. I'm against a complete sweep. I don't think either side should conquer the other.
What you're looking for is a ceasefire and a peace treaty.
Yes.
And that is best negotiated from a position of strength when you've got the other side so crippled they can't possibly fight back.
Either way, we're discussing again step 20. We're on step 1. We need to form the beginning of the plan before we can get to that part. All right, because right now the biggest issue I have is I don't want my father to succeed in this. Not necessarily for the whole plan to not succeed. I have prefaces. Not necessarily for the plan not to go forward, but for my father not to have the actual credit. I don't want him to have a title. I don't want him to have a good thing. At this point,
if we're kind of made the plan fail, your dad will get blamed.
And then a lot of innocent people would die.
A lot more innocent people would die if it succeeds.
A lot of
less about them.
Would die.
We need to get another person in the position of his father before they achieve victory with their plan. Because then that person who achieves the victory in place of his father is the one who will get the titles and the honor.
Agreed.
Make him
That's
sick for the entire
that's-
war. For this
Oh,
entire
no.
plan.
I don't. Okay. No, I don't
Just
want to.
Just a good case of dysentery. We'll take him
No.
out for a week.
No, nope. He's 80, or he's near 70.
Yeah, dysentery with that. It's like a death sentence.
Oh darn!
Honestly.
Keep an eye on him.
Like,
He's like 78, I believe.
yeah.
So we're
he's-
not looking to unalive him.
No, I don't know. No,
What? Join the club.
no. I'm willing to go along with whatever you need help with as a friend, but I expect you to abide by my rules.
Any situation in which your father would lose militarily would be unacceptable because people who are caught in the conflict would be dead by our hands. We're not trying to sabotage our army or their army. We're just trying to make him lose face.
And on a separate note as well, the individuals of that army, quite a few of them are family members, and while I don't get along with them quite at all, still, there's at least a few of them that
Quite at all.
quite at all. Yep.
Well,
There was a.
there are a few ways you can play that. Sabotaging. Oh, no, go ahead.
Well, I think the first thing we need to think on, I think we need to do is get some idea about what everyone else is kind of feeling going into this, because it's a family vote. You can't do anything like major without the rest of the family kind of going along with it.
I don't turn my back on family. Sorry, couldn't help it.
Okay.
Gotta get the
Vin
zoomies
Diesel
out, guys.
mode.
Gotta get those zoomies out. Come on.
Yeah. So I think we need to get some information on how everyone else is feeling going into this.
Do you have
Us
any
or the
idea
family?
which way any of your brothers and sisters will sway?
I'm sorry?
Do you have any like pre-inclination of how either your brothers or sisters will sway in a vote?
Claudia's here right now, and I don't think she likes what's going on.
Well, yes, we've heard a little bit
She has a
of our
vote.
side.
Yep. She has a vote. My brother Alexei, I think, is... If we get a chance to talk to him, it might be all right. He's not unreasonable, especially when he gets some context on some things that happened with my mother's family because of father. So that should be good. That's 3 of us.
Given the
Yeah,
interactions
do
with
you-
your family in the DM, the frozen place, Wystongjir theocracy, he's going to have a lot of far more loyal than he would disloyal family members.
I think you misread the situation with the family. There's no loyalty, per se, in certain individuals. There are quid pro quos and just trade hands.
Do you think that Gabriella would go against you in this voting just to go against you in spite of you because of what you've done?
It's a possibility. I'm not exactly sure how she feels right now. Could be. She could be
pissed.
mild. I mean, pissed, yes, but that's kind of her default. She could be somewhat mild given the fact that she usually likes strength in general. So that kind of, depending on how she views this whole situation, could be a positive. Or she views it as very cowardly and therefore not. And it also depends on just how badly Raymond got screwed over. Because he got screwed over, but depending on the degrees of how screwed over he got screwed over, that'll change things. Then the 3 oldest, they're all vying themselves. I don't necessarily think we need to get people on our side. I just think we need to, what's the word? Create a hung parliament. Let's just cause it so there's absolutely no majority. And then we'll have some time to work things out.
Go ahead.
We still have the issue that your father believes that we owe him.
Possibly, yes. He expressed some plans that made it seem like that may have been a bluff, given the fact who he wanted to lead this whole operation after he became a noble. I assume he has a higher value placed than the one he gave us.
So, if the whole plan that your father has to get his noble title is simple as be a determining force in this operation, succeed and gain titles and adoration from the Rien Ford. Once this is all also predicated on us understanding what this actual attack and success is supposed to be, assuming that anything can be done about it or tailored about it. What if the playing off, there's no point talking about this so early. We really need to learn about the attack before that. I'm struggling to find a way to think of how to separate your father from the success of anything that is done here, considering it does
the
seem
argument
like
going. He already has planned how the accolades and how the rewards will be divided among the family, of which it seems the entire family will be taking part in this, which means there is a lot on the line, and maybe we could kind of stoke the worst parts of my family into life, and that wouldn't necessarily stop the operation or anything, but it might make his plan harder, and again give us more time, because I don't think we have very limited amount of time right now to work this out, but we have enough time to make time.
You're just trying to stall. You want to get
Exactly,
your
yes.
brothers and sisters fighting against each other for these little pittances of power and shifts.
Until
so
we
have
get some
more
more
time.
information. Yeah. And we
I
have-
think that's a sound idea.
The only thing we need
Is
to do
there
now
any-
is get information on how they're feeling.
I
Yes.
think
When it comes
Gabrielle is the
to-
easiest. Sorry.
Go ahead, Breton.
Go ahead, Brett.
when it comes to your family loves its trophies, its accomplishments, its things that it gets to take credit for. How much posturing is there for who gets to do those things?
It's quite. I mean, it's a bit.
Are they verifiable? Or
Is it something that you can leverage? Is it something that, when it comes time to determine who is going to be spearheading this operation or whatever it is it something that you could make a contestation or fight or a point that says it should be you getting the credit for this?
You can make arguments, and you can challenge duels, or pay someone off, or offer something in return. There's a lot of contracts are negotiable in terms of who gets what.
I know
To
in
an
the
extent.
Nardathalian military, it's very frowned upon. In fact, usually will get you removed, at least discredited, if you falsify your accolades. Take credit for things that aren't yours. And many cases have been driven against those who have done such. And some have been done through less scrupulous means. Certifications falsified, for instance. Or disproved. Given your father's predilection for grandstanding, do you think there's anything inside of it that might not actually be his? Anything we can discredit him with?
I'm unsure. It's usually fairly rigorous.
If only we knew
there's
somebody
a
who could modify memories.
No, there's a possibility I have that might work if we wanted to find out some. I'm guessing you want dirt.
Everybody has some.
I have some ideas. How about
Discredit him, not your unit, not your family, just him.
Possible. Okay, how about we do this? We could do both, because
Okay, no, let's just-
one can happen at the same time. I'm the only one who can do the trying to dig up dirt. At least in the plan I have.
Claudia
Claudia.
could help.
No, I don't-
James.
Yeah. No, because this isn't going to be a gathering documents kind of situation. I'm going to need someone here who has a bandage, just in case.
Come again.
I got a lot of memories that are clashing with other memories that have been made, and so it's hard to work this out, but I might be able to take a nap and kind of guide some stuff around. I just don't know whether or not I'll get stabbed in one of these.
You'll be all right, Darius.
I just need somebody with a bandage around that can just put it on there if I need it.
Yeah, Breton will just hold his hand up, and you'll see like the light start to shine from his hand. You can be healed. It's not a problem.
Okay, but the other thing, the reason why I just need somebody who has a bandage, not necessarily somebody who has magic, is the rest of you, because you're not me, go and gather information. There's a whole lot of Renards out there, and they don't necessarily know your direct relationship with me. They might know you work with me, but they might not know you're my friends or anything like that. You can kind of say what you need to say.
I do
You can get
believe
some
you have
information.
A very impressionable young nephew.
He might be here. Yes, if Raymond's here, then yes. So
Was that the one I?
Raymond's
Yeah.
here, yes.
I believe so.
It was Gaspard.
Yeah, it was Gaspard.
Yep. So we could do that. So you do that, and then I just have somebody here with a bandage, and you give me about 6. You give me a few hours, and we'll see how this works out. If I can do this or not, I can guide this
I'll-
mentally.
I'll stand vigil if you allow it.
You're Claudia.
Claudia, well, Claudia could also go with you just to give you information on what's going on, who's who, and kind of familial stuff.
I don't have many great social skills or information gathering other than tragic events, so
Sure would go great. I'm not sure how well known it is that I'm not a big fan of the Renaud family, and one of them I threw off of a ship.
You got better.
No, I don't know if they're going
He
to
might-
respect me for doing that or not, but
Oh, the ones who aren't him, yes. Basically, any of the other Renards that aren't his direct kids, 100%. They'll like that you've done that.
guess
So-
talking around is going to be my best bet then.
And you have, well, you've got Marjorie, you've got Claudia, so you have plenty of ins. And then I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and get comfy. We're gonna see how this works. So Midge, this new feed I have.
Yes.
So I need to know. So it's how do I use it?
During a long rest.
Okay. So I'm gonna take one while everybody else goes out.
Okay.
I just need to look it up again because I don't think I put it in my abilities.
Imagine if you'd actually slept on it like we asked you to.
No, because we wouldn't have had this information.
So you're
This
talking
was
about the
happening.
Dreamwalker feat, right?
Yes, the Dreamwalker feat.
Okay.
Okay.
Which object, place, person, which object, place, or person would you like to focus on?
It has to be all 3 of these have to be the same individual throughout, or they
It
can
has to be
different?
one thing that you focus on, and then you get to ask 3 questions about it.
Okay. Then Darius's father.
Okay.
Darius's father, Tom and Renard.
So you go to sleep. You focus on your father, feeling this new connection and power to within yourself, and try to tap into your father's history, his past, and walk the realms of the dream. You see around you like a web-like structure that leads to almost like an outline of his face that you begin to walk towards, almost like you're walking down a path of memory. You may, in this fugue, ask your 3 questions.
Okay, there's really only one I need to know, but so we're gonna do that one first, and no, I guess we'll get the other. I guess we'll get the other one. So for rubies, are there any accolades my father claims but did not earn?
Yes.
Okay. So that gives us, because this feels very much like divine intervention, where it's just like it's just cryptic, nothing. You gotta figure it out.
It works like the commune spell.
Yeah. So, okay. Number two. This is the one I just need to know, because this will determine the other one. Did my father have something to do with Uncle Heinrich's death? The original heir to the company.
Yes. As you see the weave of dream in front of you, you see your Uncle Heinrich in bed, and then something being pressed over his face.
Okay. That's different than what we were told. He's supposed to have died in a hunting accident.
I mean, your father might have been hunting him.
Yeah, hunting is.
Yeah. Most dangerous game at all.
If you want to hunt game, you have to do it in their natural habitat.
Yeah, general in bed. Is there any physical proof left of this?
Unclear.
I can tell I'm gonna have a problem with all of you and looking at the astral like web.
Yeah, the web around just like kind of it attempts to form shapes,
Gives a
but
shrug.
no, it attempts to form shapes, but they never morph. So it's like people begin to form, shapes begin to form, but then they go back to their weave-like state, and there is no clear message that appears.
That's 2. All right. Well, that's a long rest, so everybody else has got a good couple of hours to do their thing.
So for the next 6 hours, what
James
is
just,
everybody
like,
else
sitting looking at
doing?
me.
I'm like sitting perched watching Darius, basically.
Okay.
Oh, it's even worse. Perched, so you're on like the foot of the bed, just like,
Hanging
not
upside
the
down.
Not the foot. Upside down, bud.
Literally upside down on the
on.
ceiling, just staring into
Yeah.
your eyes.
Just perched above you.
Yeah,
Well, like
fucking
Spider-Man?
sleepy demon.
It's the easiest way to monitor all his vitals. I could hear his heart rate. I could feel his breathing coming up at me. It's the easiest thing to do.
Creepier by the second.
I can taste his iron count.
Exactly.
Uh,
You need more citrus in your diet.
I'll let Ruby know.
Why did you say that? Like you're talking about salting food.
Okay, yeah. What's the rest of you do? What would you like to do? Because you
I
are in the
guess,
main house right now. You're not in. You are in the main house right now.
I guess the term is hobnobbing with the Reynard family. We're trying to ingratiate ourselves and learn some things about them. I don't know what direct path we're going to take with this, unless somebody else has a plan for this.
Okay, how would you like to go about the hobnobbing?
Well, nobody else is speaking up. It was suggested to Breton that perhaps his slight on Anton might ingratiate him with some other members of the house. So he is just going to make pleasant conversation with them, and he's going to do this in the way that Knight only knows best. He's going to basically ask them about their own personal accomplishments, let them give the chance to talk about the victories they've got on their own walls, and then in the doing of so, he is going to try and glean the information of like, oh, so what do you think is coming next? Like, what victories do you think are waiting for you in the future? See what they know of the things that are to come.
Are you okay? So are you trying to find Reynards, or are you trying to find just members of the household?
No, he would be looking for members of the family.
Family, right?
Yeah. Which if they're not all here, then he'll just sometimes maybe sitting waiting.
I thought from what you said previously, it's only like Alexei and a few of like the younger that aren't around, at least from what you said before. But
Yes, but I don't know that. Obviously, they haven't all been met by your party. Okay. Make me an investigation check, and we'll see which Reynard comes up.
Investigation. Okay.
Just or a investigation or persuasion, just to try and
I like persuasion.
Okay,
I'll
just to
persuasion.
try and first of all find out information. Okay. Are there any Reynards?
27.
Any Reynards that you would particularly like to try and find to talk to?
do you want a family tree to look at?
I would say
honestly, you might want to share that with the party now, just in case.
Okay, yeah, I'll go ahead and put that in there. Don't
that-
worry.
if we know Alexi's here, Breton's going to start with Alexi because he knows that's somebody we're on good terms with.
And for that end, can Ruby go along and just be a smiling face and arm candy for the...
Yeah, sure.
Not saying much.
Alexi's not here yet.
Okay.
He's one of the ones that definitely is not here yet.
Okay.
It's basically, I think it's Alexi and Nikila that aren't here yet. But the rest were here or at their various houses.
We know a few are here.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones that brought us here.
Yeah, Martin and Anton are definitely here. Because they came with you. I think... No, Nikila is here. It's Raymond and Alexi. Well, Raymond, Gabrielle, and Alexi that are still waiting. That should be here by the end of the day.
If I had to put
And then
them on it,
there's
why don't
younger
we
one.
start with Martin, because that's one that Breton's actually met.
Sure. Okay. You find
Sure, in general, by the way.
You find Martin in one of the smoking rooms of the house. He's not smoking himself, but he seems to be taking like a light lunch in there. Oh, just away from the main hall and away from everyone else. And yeah, he's armed, but he's not in armor. He's in like dressed down clothes, but dressed down sort of clothed armor. And his sword is not on him. It's like resting up against the armchair that he's sat in. So what would you like to say to Hobnob?
Brett will just say, I hope I'm not interrupting your launch, but considering the excitement that seems to be going around the house as of late, I figured I'd sit in with somebody and see what information might be gleaned. Do you mind if I join you?
He like just waves a hand, puts it like towards the two chairs in front of him, sort of thing.
Then Breton will, if Ruby is tagging along with him, then he will do the polite thing and just like basically move to gesture her to sit down first, and then he'll sit down next to her.
She will.
So, Martin, you're the one who brought us here, so clearly you were in the know of everything going on. I would suppose, what is all the excitement? Apparently there's things about a vote maybe coming. I'm not entirely sure. It's just what words have come through. I don't suppose there's anything you could tell us. We're curious.
Oh, well, when there's a gathering tonight, Father's kind of keeping a little bit hush-hush, but he says that he's going to finally sort out quite a lot of our petty grievances, which is new for him. Worrying for a few of us.
Little petty grievances. Sorry, I'm familiar with the concept, but not necessarily how that would work in an inter-house term. You mean, like, are we expecting duels, payments, or?
I don't know. It could be all of the above, but the family has long been business is only good when there's competition. And what better way to form competition than within the business itself?
See. Then, out of curiosity, if you were to lay down any grievances, which ones would you put forth? Surely somebody else has pissed you off.
Well, me and my older brother Nikila never get on. That's a reason why I offered my services to Anton. Nikila was never in Father's good books, but all of a sudden he is again. And it's irking, to say the least.
You don't think anybody knows why that is? Suddenly he's trying to be the poster child again.
Not the poster child, just the one in favor. And put it this way. Our dad is like... He's like a children's bath time toy. If the waves are going one way, that's the way he's facing. But it doesn't necessarily mean it's the way he's facing tomorrow. Or the next bath time. At least with how he treats us,
That
anyway.
is- Well, Breton leans back going, this is really not his specialty, but this is something he's just trying his best at. That's interesting way to put it. I'm sorry, wasn't really raised in a large family or anything like this, so I'm not too familiar with the complications, but it seems to me that there's going to be, as you said, a settling of petty grievances, and from what else I may have heard around the house here and there might also be attempts to claim new potential. So if, obviously, I've got nothing to benefit here. I'm not a Reynard. I have no stake in this household, but if you were to think anybody would make major plays here, we've already got several. You'll have to forgive me if I don't remember the names of the ones who your father is looking to take over for his business, but I'm sorry, were you not aware of that?
I understand that's what this entire meeting coming is about.
Knew it was something big, but
seems to us that your Papa Reynard at this point is looking for his successor. So it may pay you to be the person who is really in his good graces at the moment. So if Nikolai is the one that's doing it right now, and you don't want to like that, I mean, seems like anything you have against him might be time to call out.
fuck. Thanks for the chat. If you excuse me, I've got somewhere I need to be.
By all
Martin,
means.
before you go, just planting the bug in the ear, so to speak. Don't you think it's a little odd, out of nowhere, for him to invite the entire family over, to have a plan coming in that's going to turn the face of the war, and to have a successor lined up?
Fuck. And he just leaves.
Breton, he just, as soon as he leaves, Breton's just like, I have no idea what the fuck I was doing there. Was that good? Like, was that what I was supposed to be doing?
I'm a blunt instrument when it comes to politics, Breton. You don't want to ask me.
They sent the wrong people for this job. Breton's just gonna pick himself back up, like, wipe his forehead, and... I'm gonna take like 10 minutes before we think about talking to the next one.
Sure.
Valmir,
Ruby will just lean against him.
what are you doing?
I would say he would maybe be trying to figure out what other members of the Reynard family know about this counterattack plan. Like, in what form is this operation taking place?
Okay. Who are you focused on? Like, are you trying to find Reynard families? Are you trying to find members of the household? Are you sneaking around trying to find documentation of what the plan is? Like, what's the go?
I think it would start by trying to find some members of the household, but where that will bring me with, not a whole lot of experience with this household, like the layout. If I end up in an office, and shit happens,
Okay. Roll me an investigation check.
Bloody skills. Oh, sorry, that was a stealth check. Investigation's different.
I mean, we're 2 for 2 on rolls tonight, and both are natural 20s. What the fuck?
Investigation
there it goes.
is a 12.
Okay. You don't come across any documentation or anything of like, this is what the attack is, this is what the plan is, that a thing. And there aren't any real like whispers of outside of whilst you're walking around there, you get the impression that there's like the cooks are in a bit of a panic because it's been like over a year, or no, it's been like half a year since this many Renards were in one place, and they're trying to like make sure that enough of their favorite dishes are on the menu and such that that nobody's gonna have a fit at the staff, kind of thing.
Right.
But like these, in the regard of like, it's not rare that the family all meet, because when major decisions need to be made, that happens. But with a 12, not much is found in that regard.
Right.
Not in like a general sense, anyway.
Would it be possible for me to, like, which like high-ranking-ish like Renard brothers would be like findable?
I mean, the highest ranking is Nikila.
Would they be like in the house?
They might be.
Is there like a mess hall, like a grand hall where everyone eats food?
Yeah, that's where Darius's father was recently. It's the big room with all the trophies. I think you've all been in there.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go there, see if there's anyone there. I'll start making small talk and just trying to get a vibe.
Okay. You enter the trophy hall, the gaudy hall, the great hall, and you do see a Renard that you are familiar with, actually. He's there in a like a burgundy leather overcoat, frilly like undershirt made of silk, just picking away at a lute. You met this individual all the way back in compound. And it is this is Darius's nephew, Florian. He was about the same age as Darius.
Is he sat on like a bench or?
He's got 1 foot on the bench, but he's actually sat on the table. And he's just like tuning a lute.
Damn, I can't really help with tuning a lute. I have no experience with musical instruments whatsoever. I'm gonna go up to him and ask him. Are you planning on making any songs about the war as it's going on? Any victories to make poems about, or how's it going for you?
Oh,
Almir, I'm friends with your
yes,
with your
we met in compound.
Yeah. Compound was that stuff happened there, huh?
Yes, it was quite the experience. I took on me and my men took on 2 dragons that day. It was
I killed one myself. I'm going to show him the red scale on my cloak.
Well, seems even though the distance put us apart, we were brothers in arms in that day. Hey, can I get you a drink at all?
Oh, I'd love one. Yes, thanks.
You see from behind him, kind of masked by his buddy, he had like a bottle of wine, and he just pours you a glass.
I will partake because I have no issues with alcohol.
Okay. I mean, we stayed in compound for quite a while after the attack there, and then we since moved towards the front lines, but was recalled, of course. The compound took quite a bit of damage in the attack and is currently under heavy repair. My younger brother Raymond is overseeing the reconstruction.
Did you take many casualties?
I think on the day, I think we lost about 16, 17 individuals. Not too bad.
Considering what we're up against, yeah. Could have been worse.
Oh, I mean, you were there, you'd know that the city was devastated. There was a lot of individuals who weren't as lucky. But we are the Renard Company, after all. We are best of the best in that regard.
If only you were also in Illathelia. We were recently there, and dragons attacked that place too. It's in ruins.
Oh, really? I heard it was attacked. I heard a lot of Soloran was attacked, but I haven't been to that part of the continent since I was squiring. I have my own company now, though.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Reward for the bravery you had in compound, perhaps?
I think it was more just my time. It was a long time serving as one of Father's seconds, and we required more officers as we expanded to fulfill the war effort.
Suppose you'll have some kind of part to play in this upcoming operation then, huh?
Sounds like we all will. Not that I get a say. I'm not a voting member. That's reserved for the tip top of the family. But I should inherit my father's ring, should he fall.
His ring?
Yes. So the signet rings, they define who's the head of the branch of the house. So
Of course, yes.
I don't have my own branch. It's my father's branch. He's the person in charge.
So he'll have been part of this vote then.
Expect they all will. All of my aunts and uncles.
So what is your company going to be doing then?
Currently, we're on station orders. We're currently at Trexford. We're slightly behind the lines, securing baggage trains.
Not so much action yet in the war.
We've seen quite a bit of action. There's a lot of raids going through the Carlos Marshmallands, hence it, but we're not in frontline. We're making sure logistics stays up, considering.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I suppose we'll all have a part to play in the war, but logistics can't be done without.
Life is but an orchestra, and we all have our part to play. And our story is the song that fills and forms with life as it chugs along.
I'll point to the loot and say, "So, you have anything planned for the operation then? As in, like, has he written anything?"
It's been a while since I've been commissioned to do a song for the family. It would probably just be an extra verse on the many of the frankly quite annoyingly long tale that is our family's history.
I know that feeling.
Oh yes, but considering it's you're not the one that has to remember all the lyrics, it's
I'll take another drink and then I'll bid him my leave and then
sure
wander around a bit.
Okay.
Wish him the best of luck.
I would say Zep, but Marjorie, what are you doing?
Yes, so Marjorie would like to go to the training grounds and hopefully find some people there that are sparring.
Okay. Just give me a D20 roll. I'm going to find out who's there. Also, Marjorie obviously would know a few more Reynards than
17.
the others. Okay. You actually see so currently at the training yard there is it seems Demetrius Reynard, who everyone met because they were with their father Martin, is currently training his younger brother, who is not of age yet, but is currently training them. But also you see Philip Reynard, who is the second son of Nakila, also training. But he seems to be training men-at-arms, or training with men-at-arms, not family members.
Okay, so Marjorie initially is going to go for men-at-arms as well, just to train with them. But she's going to make quite a big show of showing off skills that she's learned from her journeys abroad.
Okay.
Having been fighting all across Longreach and then also beyond to the other continent whose name escapes me.
And being trained directly by Darius
Solaran,
for more than 2 years.
Yep.
And the goal there is to get a bit of an audience, and then partway through one of the show fights, she'll do some flourishing strike and say, and that is how Darius struck Gabrielle in that duel that they fought.
Oh, give me a performance check. With advantage, I think, situationally.
Okay.
That's pretty nice.
That is a natural 20. With a +2.
Okay,
I think that's
okay. You guys better not get in combat today, because I think all these natural 20s, I feel like that's when the natural ones will start peering up. We'll have a character death. So, okay. Yeah, with that, Marjorie very instantaneously draws both the attention of various Reynards, who begin to laugh at their aunt. And Philippe actually pipes up and he's like, oh, Gabrielle is always comes a cropper when it comes to that kind of thing. Her hubris is, it gets ahead of her.
Yes, it certainly does. And obviously I know of the scuffle that she had with Darius, but has she been fighting any of the other family?
I mean, she's grandfather's champion half the time, but her anger is quick and constant. I remember actually recently Anton getting really annoyed at her for... It was one feast evening, and Gabrielle backhanded Anton's son, and Anton kept her in a hold person for... I think he just used his entire effort the rest of the night to keep her held.
Having seen the way that she is able to struggle against, not necessarily such bonds, but such situations, it would have taken a mighty strength on Anton's part to do this.
Put it this way, Uncle Anton is out of all the Reynards, he's not the one I want to be up against. Like, I'm a swordsman. My father's a swordsman. Most of my uncles and aunts are swordsmen, but Anton, magic is just something else, and I hate fighting mages. It's the worst job.
Yes. So do I. And she's going to relay a move that she's seen used against a mage. Like a little bit of like, yeah, this is how you fight them.
Oh, you have a mage slayer in the party, so that works.
Mm-hmm. And while she's doing that, she's then going to quiz whether Anton has used any other spells on family members to maybe control them.
Not that I've heard of. Anton has one failing, and that is... he doesn't have a spine when it comes to talking to Grandad. So, kind of ends up as a magical lapdog. That, and he gets very, very irritated very quickly when we start pointing out the pointy ears, but, that's about it.
And yeah, I think generally Marjorie is just going to continue. The main goal here is to try and pick up whether there's areas of conflict within the family. Like,
Sure. You find out pretty quickly that, because Philippe and Demetrius are from two separate parents. They're like, it's weird. Their fathers are like purest of pure rivals. Nikila and Martin are huge rivals. But Philippe and Demetrius are kind of just both annoyed by it, because it means that they just have to, they're kind of like at the brunt of watching their fathers squabble. So they're kind of like, here they go again. Whereas Florian is far more on the side of his dad, and like will happily also be a rival of Martin's branch, shall we say. But Philip is just kind of a bit done with it. And you also find out that like recently Nikila was very, very showboaty to Martin that his eldest now has a company of his own, because I think he's the first grandchild to fully have a company without like and have like like the full control of it, whereas a lot of the others, they have companies, but they're like sub companies of their fathers, kind of thing. Like it's the first independent of the grandchildren to be working that way. There's like 30 Reynard companies. Not all of them are led by family members, so it's like, and a lot of them are like hierarchically would like follow the order of battle of a different one, kind of thing. And Martin was getting very pissed off at the fact that Florian has now got his own properly.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else that I've missed? Okay, then I'd say in the time frame before Darius wakes up, you all have one other like action should you wish to do it, or one other attempt at trying to find information. So we'll loop back to Breton and Ruby. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna let Ruby take this one.
It was who the sorcerer of the group was Anton, right?
Yeah.
And he's not here yet?
He's on the island. He's not at the main house. You know he's here because he teleported you here.
Right. Let's see if I could let him. I wonder if he has a library or something, a specific section of his books for him.
You've all passed his house because it's the one that is looks like a manor house, but also has a really contrasting wizard's tower, like classic wizard's tower.
Yeah.
Balked onto the side of it.
He's trying to start his own school. I'm curious to see what it is.
No.
We may not have the time.
We've got hours. I don't know how long the ride's going to be.
You've passed it. It's between here and Darius's mother's, so it's like 20 minutes at a slow pace. Like,
We could visit, see, drop by. I mean, if we're trying to make friends here, it might not be amiss for me to also apologize for throwing him off the ship.
Not his fault. Not your fault he didn't have Featherfall prepared.
oh, it's Tommond 69, not 79. He's not 79. He's 69.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
I do get
It's
in the way
actually
when
70
somebody
now.
threatens.
Oh, yeah, it's 70 now
Years
because this was
past.
the year past. Yeah.
I do get in the way when somebody threatens something that is close to me. But very well. Why don't we just Breton will basically just send a
shucks.
message to his horse to pick us up, and we'll ride out towards where
Oh,
Anton's house is.
basically the equivalent of calling Uber, but for your horse.
No, it's a car that drives itself. It just comes and picks you up.
Self-driving Uber.
That's what horses are, right? They're cars that drive themselves. And it is still illegal to ride a horse while intoxicated. Fun fact.
So what were you close to on the ship that got you all chuffed up?
Are you really going to play this game with me right now?
I'm not playing. I'm asking a question.
If you're playing a game, I know you.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So how was your nap?
Poke. Fine. The rest of the ride is in silence.
Well, it's more. I'm waiting for Midge to find out what he needs to find.
Right.
He's clearly
So-
looking something up.
Yep, sorry, I am. Yeah, you finally approach the Anton's branch of the family's estate. It is guarded at the front gate by individuals who are wearing what is, you assume, Anton's coat of arms, which is very kind of different to a lot of the Reynard uniforms that you've seen before. because it doesn't use the same green and yellow like color scheme. Like you've seen a lot of green and yellow mixing for Anton, but for the other Reynards, but for Anton, you see like a light blue to form up the main tabard with, but it still has the stag iconography. You also heavily get the impression that these two individuals at the front gate here are magic users of sorts, because they both had holstered wands to their sides, and like what looks to be like a bandolier of components across their like padded armor.
Nerds using components. Imagine.
Not everyone could be a sorcerer.
Yeah, that's why they're inferior. You know that a lot of the coat of arms of the Rien tend to be cooler colors. The Riens are all, or the Nathans are all golds and reds.
Difference in personal value, derivative points. Truth be told, heraldry is a topic that you could be a specialist in it and still not know half of what you need to know.
I think they have a dedicated field for that one somewhere. Good afternoon, sir and or ma'am. I don't want to assume at this ring.
They both look to be men. They're not like covered. What's your business?
I'm Anrayne Sunderstar. This is Breton. We are here to speak with Anton. We are part of Darius's entourage.
Right.
Counterspell. No, I'm kidding.
You may go up to the main building.
Thank you. She'll smile.
Burton's gonna slide up the side of his horse and help her down. Just send his horse off into to graze on the grass. It's out in the distance. It's fine. Doesn't need to say, well, after you, I'm going to let you take charge on this one.
Sure. Can you imagine being a wizard of high renown, much study, and still have to get stuck on guard duty? Well, we take watches.
Presumably they were trained by him for this purpose. Not everybody learns magic just because they're born with it.
I wasn't.
Are you sure about that?
As far as I know. I never cast a spell until I caught fire! Anyway.
So ahead of you, you see like up this sort of graveled path, you see a number of outbuildings. One that looks like is so there's an area that clearly looks like lodgings, in like almost a barracks format. And you notice as soon as you enter through this gate, it was kind of masked by trees, but the grounds of this particular location is a perfect circle. And it's like a thing, and then there's like a big barracksy compound where you hear a lot of noise coming from it, possibly training, and then ahead of you there is a relatively nice lodge house, slightly smaller than that of Darius's mother, but next to it a huge and sort of it's unfortunately off-centered to the rest of the compound because the house was here first, but there is a huge tower.
As I understand it, Darius's mother and Anton's mother are different, correct?
Yes.
Okay. This explains the different lineages and bloodlines.
Yes.
I wonder what type of sorcerer he is. If he even is a type.
I'm not so well versed in those things.
Traditionally, it depends on the blood origin. Phoenix, my case, but those who are dragon-based, and I've heard of ones fused with elemental powers like Storm, and some who even somehow managed to tap into the Shadow Weave.
Sure.
Magic comes in lots of flavors, darling.
I understand that magic comes in lots of flavors. You understand you're talking to somebody who... Not my expertise.
Well, if you're
I
going to be a
can
mage,
use magic. I don't understand how blood leads to it.
you probably should try. At least learn some of it. It would help you better understand how to defeat your enemies at the very least.
I think I know very well the magic I need for that.
The
You say so.
as you progress up the thing, you see a younger, what seems to be a younger version of Anton essentially greet you. And like offers to help you off his horse. It looks to be like this is probably Anton's son.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. What business do you have with my father?
I am, as some of the Gons sended you earlier. Sunderstar, this is Major Breton. We are with Darius, and we would like to pay our visits to Anton. We had a scuffle before. We like to speak and make sure there's no hard feelings.
My name is Samson Reynard. Let me go see if he's around. Currently he's indisposed, but feel free to enter the ground floor of the tower. There is you'll find a fountain where you may help yourself to a beverage if you wish.
Is there a library we could wait in?
There is a more public library over at the school, but the family private library is in one of the upper echelons of the tower.
Okay, thank you. Ruby will go in.
Okay. And you do, and you see, it's got that kind of somewhat classic Wizard's Tower vibe, but it's like the magic is localized to inside the tower. You've got a feeling that there are like so that instead of using torchlights, it's like magical flame and stuff. There's no like, and there is like some animated objects. So one of the things you notice, there is like classic, almost like Fantasia, a broom cleaning the floor itself kind of thing. But it's all very, very minor enchantments. Almost like Anton is striving to have the place feel like it's magical without breaching a boundary of how magical he's possibly allowed to have it.
Mm-hmm.
And after a moment or so, go ahead.
Brent was just saying, considering how much his father hates magic, I'm surprised he's allowed to have this much.
Yeah, or that he exists at all.
I take Tommen to be a serious man and a paranoid one, but I don't take him to be a fool. Even he realizes how useful magic can be. But this seems...
a tool in his pocket.
Frivolous?
I think more of a tool in his pocket more than anything else. Enough to keep him happy, but not enough to make him valuable.
I'm more speaking of, and Brett will just gesture to like the Fantasia dancing brooms that are sweeping up the floor.
It's only one.
It's only one. Zeb would love that for the house. For the ship. Cleaning stations would make it a lot easier. Look, could you imagine for the stable? I know Zedaar would love it for Darcy's place.
I think having someone to do it, especially a student, builds character, even as much as I hated doing it.
Why is that always something builds character? Usually means it sucks.
Because doing things you don't want to do teaches you the appreciation of doing the things you do want to do.
Right, that's why I have people do that for me. She just grins up at him.
After a moment or so, Anton appears. down a set of stairs that seems to ring the tower. Ah, hello.
Hello, Anton.
Sir?
My son was telling me you wanted to say something to me.
An apology, perhaps, would be not amiss from us. We didn't want to get off on the wrong foot. We understand that things on the ship got a little heated, thrown about, literally.
I have to say, it's
You
not
did
sounding...
you did cast reverse gravity, just saying.
Mm-hmm. And I had my gravity reversed.
Yes. Well, for our part, it was nothing personal.
Mm.
Hold on.
We apologize.
What I have to
My
ask Mitch this: what would you call and not a read the situation check, but not a composure check either? God, what is the word I'm looking for? Like a situational taste check. Because I gotta roll something for Brett right now to see if he would say something that might be out of place.
Either a straight charisma or intelligence, or maybe even wisdom check, depending on what kind of facet of how am I reading this situation? Am I using my knowledge of previous situations? Am I using just my
Ruby's
knowledge
ribbing
of
him.
social,
Oh,
or
charisma, that's fine.
or the intelligence
It's 12.
of maybe I shouldn't say that.
Wouldn't it be insight?
Oh, it could be insight, I guess.
Anyway, at 12, Breton will just say, yes, it was nothing personal. You endangered my ward, and removing you from the situation seemed to be prudent. I'm sure you'd do the same in any scenario.
He kind of heavy breathes in. I suppose that was my endeavor there at the time. Well, thank you for taking the time to clear the air.
To be fair, the fact that you're still standing here is impressive. My credit towards your training.
I look far better than I did. Because you notice as well that the black eye from his sister has also faded.
Uh-huh.
After suitable rest and recuperation.
Well, even then, from what we heard, you're the person who managed to catch Claudia in that state, in which, let's face it, that's something that most people struggle to do at the best of times.
We still do.
I never revealed... it would be telling if I revealed all of my tricks now, wouldn't it?
No, then you don't need to worry about that. Breton's gonna, as he says that, Breton gives a look to Ruby like he knows exactly how they caught. He thinks he knows exactly how they caught Claudia, but he's not gonna say anything. But that's being said, Ruby here did have some interest in potentially perusing any books that you have access to, and I did just want to tag along to set the record straight and give credit that there was no hard feelings about the situation on the ship.
You and I share a common, can't say lineage, but type.
Only in part. It's my mother that was the
Figured.
sorceress.
What, if you don't mind me asking, what bloodline?
I was never as magical as her. I had to study a lot of my
Oh, you poor thing.
skills. But that being said, what type of sorcerer is he?
I don't know. That's why I'm
So yeah,
asking.
no, I'm pulling up his character sheet. Give me.
It just says sorcerer. Shit.
I'm sure.
Sorcerer type sorcerer. That's a unique one right there.
I think they called them universalists in second edition.
That was a wizard thing.
There was a wizard.
What bloodline? Red, as far as I know.
Might be blue, depending on the artery.
He just gives you his mother's name. That's his bloodline.
We didn't see him using any
Reynard?
wild magic stuff, but
I
be fun
assumed with
for
your
this wild
ability to
magic.
control gravity, I was going to assume some sort of the elemental air of storm variety, but
I believe. Sorry.
Is this where we learn like his bloodline is so diluted? Like he's a sorcerer, but he basically taught himself like a wizard.
Right now, there's just a spinning, loading
Loading
thing
screen.
going on. The folder's really
Buffering.
big, and it's
Yeah, it's
taking a
buffering.
while.
Oh no, guys! I think the game's soft locked. Gonna reboot it.
He does this all the time, where he kind of chastises himself. This folder should really just be on the desktop instead of in another folder, and I need to do that.
Oh, that's a mood.
My mother followed was part of a much older elven line that utilized methods of magic that since became innate, that predate even some of the gods in that regard. It's the older ways of magical teaching, hence why I also had to hard study. Runic in nature.
oh, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Very different from how I would do it.
Can't all be the same.
Oh, that would be boring.
Breton will nod as if he's contributing to the conversation by doing so.
Was there anything else I could
Perhaps in a space that's not quite an open foyer? I don't mean to take up too much time if you're busy, but just asking about, your
fine,
father's upcoming meeting.
Follow me upstairs.
They will do so. Planting another bug.
For
You
people who are so, go ahead.
you continue up the spiral staircases and are eventually led to what looks to be more like a parlor, but each of the walls is like bookcase. It's kind of a mix of a library and parlor, very, cliche wizard.
Like my place without enough food. I really need to redecorate my room to something like this, but I'm afraid of books falling on me when I'm, the ship turns or something.
Breton just said that as well. Yes. About that.
Do you want to tell him or should I?
By all means, you wanted to come out here.
Fair enough.
As my brothers and sisters would say, I'm all ears. So let's have at it.
Is he a half elf?
Yes.
It's funny because you're a half elf.
Hmm.
We were made aware of what the meeting is going to be about. Are you been told?
Of course.
So you know all about the rites of succession that are going to be talked about tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Am I inciting this guy?
Do you want to?
Yeah.
Okay.
How composed and measured is he? I have no insight skill, so this is just going to be a...
I'm not gonna roll because you're leading the charge on this.
10.
10?
Internal screaming.
It's really, really difficult to tell. His eyes kind of furrowed a little bit, but he's keeping that same face that he's had locked onto you.
Well, we were curious with this new, this unveiling of a plan of attack against the Eladrin, the holding back, and the new thoughts that your father might be getting some titles here soon, plus new succession. A lot going on tomorrow.
Quite.
Do you have any thoughts on that, or?
I have many thoughts. Why should I share them with you?
I'm just curious, honestly. From an outsider's point of view,
No offense from an outsider's point of view, I'm not going to divulge family secrets to a sorceress and the paladin that threw me from an airship.
After you endangered said sorceress again, it was a retaliatory strike.
No, I don't blame you, but we're not exactly the best of friends right now, and
sure, absolutely,
family
absolutely,
is family.
Exactly. We were just wondering because with all of these events going on, some of the other family members weren't even aware of it. We're just wondering why. Politics have always been something of a outsider's in for me point of view. I don't get involved with it, but it's always fun to watch, like a good drama.
Give me a persuasion check.
Sure. My lord, Ruby's rolls are high today. 13. I have advantage because Breton was helping.
I was going to say, there was something Brett was going to say to help and say, and Brett was going to mention, and considering all the thing of hearing of Nikolai being the one to choose, he figured that you might want a piece of that information.
Go on, roll with advantage.
Got better.
30-20. Excuse me.
Well, put it this way. Nothing happens on this island without it going through me. Me and my mages are in charge of all of the messages that get sent to and from here.
Including the ones that are warded inside the castle.
Messages do not happen with inside the castle. But
if you say so. I just find it odd that your father, who as far as I understand it, absolutely tastes magic.
he didn't always hate magic, but he has enemies, and a perceived threat is a perceived threat.
And from one sorcerer to another, thank you. Good information to have.
Just imagine if the thing that changed his mind about magic were to suddenly change it back.
Put it this way. There's a lot that's about to happen to the family, but my position will, and always will, be secure.
I didn't realize you were into divination.
He's such a quisling.
Look, I gave up on the idea of being in charge a long time ago. I have something that my brothers and sisters, even most of their kids, don't. Why would I need to change that?
Because there can always be something more.
You've hinted at it yourself. Power's in information, after all.
Which is an interesting point. I hear that there's also something called a settling of grievances that's going to go on. I don't suppose you have any grievances you're going to settle, anything that might be...
No. But put it this way, Gabrielle is... The petty...
Upset.
Yes, you... I believe Darius has been told of a way to settle those issues. Basically, Father wants to deal with a lot of the minor issues before dealing out his master plan.
I'm curious. No, please, go ahead.
Basically, he wants there to be as little as possible for Gabrielle and her brother to be able to snatch onto. I'm already saying too much.
I meant to ask, you seem rather separated, not from like physically, but from the rest of the events of the family. You have your magic, your school, your students, not really involving yourself in the day-to-day unless specifically requested.
Mhm.
Do you not find that frustrating at all, or is this how you prefer it?
I'm my mother's only son, which is unique for our family. And I have a special skill set, which is unique for our family. I don't have a company because of issues in our family, but I have my own place. And I have my trainees and mentorlings, and
A tool in the toolbox. Sure.
I'm a tool in every toolbox. And that is
A wizard's job.
there's a reason court mages exist. There's a reason that that role has never not existed. There are bounds of power, and I found mine.
I really do genuinely hope it works out for you.
Hasn't failed me thus far. If you did need to utilize magic on the island, there's only a few places that you can. Safely, anyway. It's not impossible. Just the risks are too high. For example, there's a reason we landed on the beach.
Oh, no, I understand how wards work. I
Mhm.
just...
For it to
Be
have worked
careful.
on such a scale, it's less about the spells not firing, but what accompanies them. Things get a little hectic.
Yes.
But if you head to the southern side of the island, where the actual noble of the island has their house, it's not as warded, should you need to get out in a jiffy. After all, I can't see that Darius will want to stick around all the time. He's, never been much one for the family issues.
I think you may find him a changed man tomorrow, when you see him tomorrow.
I'll believe it when I see it.
I have told you nothing but the truth so far, but I think we've taken enough of your time.
Oh, of course. Thank you. I've got a lot to do before tonight.
Sure. Oh, I didn't bring any of my dress clothes when I got teleported out here, and apparently there's supposed to be a party. Is there a chance there are some wizardly robes or something akin to it that's not green? I look like a tree.
He looks at you. Sadly, you're way too tall for my wife.
Sure. Jacket it is. To get teleportation.
Okay. Valmir, what would you like to do?
I think Valmir would probably go and get to know his lizard a bit more.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Because I mean, he's still new to the world. I have no idea. Obviously, because with the spell, I can communicate with it.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing I would ask it: did it have a life before I summoned it? Like, did I take it from the Underdark, or is it like completely fresh? Like, has nothing before yesterday, or is it today? One of the two.
So you communicate with the lizard, and it's like, nah, mate. You see, is what happened here is I've actually existed in a long time now, but I've not existed in this form. It's kind of one of those things of you draw a spirit from the Underdark that kind of fits your personality type, and then I take the form of which you want. And this is what you called for, so this is what was divinely given. It's just how it works.
Holy shit! I summoned Kifis. So if I had summoned, say, a horse instead, then I could have gotten you still, but in a horse's form.
Yeah, no, it would have been. It's like how familiars work. We are a spirit and an entity in ourselves, but we take the form of our what has been called upon.
Did you have any other masters before me?
Oh yeah, let's not talk about him. He was. I mean, I recently picked up this assignment. It's a far better assignment than the previous one.
Well, I mean, all we've done is like traveled for like 6 hours so far. So I mean, there's
exactly.
Who knows? There could be worse to come.
I don't know. It was a pretty rough one.
Well, I won't be violent with you, but I can't promise there won't be violence around.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm gonna still do it as long as you keep true to your virtues, mate. And that's all we've got. We'll be there.
Still working out what those are, but I'll try.
I mean, yeah, keep it up. Keep up the good work. And have you seen any insects? Like big ones? I mean, you don't expect me to keep eating all this grain and stuff, do you?
How big are we talking on the insects?
I mean, you've been to you know the Underdark, mate. It's
we're looking at the. I'm not sure when are we gonna next go to the Underdark? That's
kind of up to you. I just kind of follow you.
That's true. I don't know if we've got any plans to go there in the near future, but like, I'll try. How about rabbits?
I don't know what one of those is.
I'm gonna bring him to the kitchens with me. Bring my lizard as far as I can go to the kitchens and see if there's any see if any rabbits have been caught. Because that's not outlandish.
Sure. Yeah, there's definitely some rabbits that have been caught.
I'm gonna take one that's raw and just see if he'll enjoy that.
This is fine. I'll take this any day.
Sound. We can find in abundance.
Nice. Okay, would you like to do anything else, or you just?
No, I'm good.
And finally, is Marjorie doing anything else, or is she just continuing the sparring and training?
Continuing the sparring and training. Like, if anything else bubbles up, she would be all ears, but I think she's gotten most of what she expected.
No problem. So we're going to take our midpoint break here, and we will return when Darius wakes up. So join us in 10 minutes' time, where we will see you in a moment. Actually, before we do, I need to double check something. It's probably not using the new midpoint break video, so I need to cue that in, and I don't remember where I saved it from the last video. So the technical difficulties while I do this, but we'll be taking this midpoint break in a moment. Midpoint ads. Well, what did I call them this time round? Oh dear, it's probably in the Lancer folder, is it? No, I mean, okay, you know what? You can have the old ones this week, and I'll sort that out for next week. So see you in just a moment. Oh, good day. I'm Martin Sanderson, and I'm the CEO of Avari Military Solutions. We here at Avari know that it doesn't take much to cause problems out on the frontier, whether that be from local pirate raids, neighboring interstellar powers, or even just an unhappy populace with Hey, come here a minute. Do you need royalty-free music for your TTRPG content, whether that be a YouTube video, stream, TikTok, Instagram post? Don't worry, we've got you covered. My name's Alex. I've been a content creator for almost a decade now, and I've teamed up with my good friend Harry to produce 10 royalty-free songs for you to use in your content completely for free. We've tried to make a whole range of motifs with this album, covering happy music to sad music, to mystery music to combat music. And if this takes off, you know what? We might even make some more. So give the Elendor Chronicles soundtrack Volume 1 a shot. It's free to stream everywhere, and if you want the high quality downloads, you can come over to our Patreon and download them, or you can contact me directly at tabletop@themidgemansworld.co.uk as a creator, and I'll just give it to you for free. That's it, there's no catch, and just to prove it, we've also given you guys a user license agreement to prove that you have the complete perpetual rights to use this content. So enjoy, and good luck on your next adventure. Oh, good day. I'm Martin Sanderson, and I'm the CEO of Avari Military Solutions. We here at Avari know that it doesn't take much to cause problems out on the frontier, whether that be from local pirate raids, neighboring interstellar powers, or even just an unhappy populace with unreasonable demands. Just what is a small to mid-sized regional power to do when faced with these problems? You look to Avari for your solutions. With open-ended contracts, well-trained personnel, state-of-the-art aerospace forces, and competitive rates, we stand ready to help find the right solution to your problem. So if you have a problem, why not call Avari for your solution? Our operators are waiting to take your call, and consultations are free of charge.
Avari Military Solutions, a solution for your problem.
Avari Military Solutions is not licensed to operate within the Kark and Dre Baronies, the Andes Corps, or any Class A combat zones. AMS is a subsidiary of Omni Radiance Holdings, a family company.
When is a story more than a story? When a tale is more than words on paper? When is an ad more than the script it's written on? In the darkest and deepest annals of our own history, worlds of wonder and splendor burst through like a blister made of hope on the brain that's wrestled and riddled with madness. A radiant pustule. Writing, art, that's storytelling. That is the true lust of life. You too can dutifully indulge in art. Like fans of the greats. Shakespeare, King, Tolkien, Seuss, Mercer. You too can indulge through Twitch Prime. Get an extended access to a wealth of knowledge with a simple click, an emotion so small that it could endlessly amount possibilities. Embrace those feelings. Support art. Support the component cast. And we're back. So, Darius awakes from his fugue state. The rest of you, I would say, should you wish, you would have timed it so you know, like, kind of roughly when Darius is waking up to regroup at the main house. I feel like that would have been put in place first, so feel free to begin sharing your details. Or
Right.
extending the plan.
So, for the past few hours, Ruby and I searched around a little. We had a couple of conversations, and namely, some people are in the know of the events that are transpire, others aren't. Anton seemed to be very well versed with what's going on with the island, with considering what he told us. Seems obvious. Evidently, he controls all communication onto and off the island of any magical means. As for Martin, it seemed like he was completely unaware of any potential of a secessionist state starting.
That would make sense. Could see that.
He
Midge, that was a
was.
full rest, right? It was a long rest.
Answers a long rest, yeah.
Okay, just gonna get rid of my notes and everything.
I would say he was very interested to know about it. And the other thing we learned is that apparently Darius Gabrielle is very interested in this settling of grievances your father is getting into later. So you might want to be ready for that.
A trial of grievance, if you will.
Yes, I know. I was expecting something to happen.
So you can find a way to calm her emotions.
I don't usually have that effect on my family. Or anyone.
But there's a spell that can.
Yeah, I suppose.
Fireball.
That's not... Ultimately, yes.
As the conscious.
I mean, just, yeah.
Yes, I guess in a broad sense, yes. Okay.
How broad are we talking?
So.
What kind of radius?
So that's good to know. We have some information. You laid some. I guess chaos.
The way I saw it is the situation in the house was stable to your father's liking. By putting the information in more people's hands, there are more players that are playing the game. And that is only going to complicate things for your father.
Okay.
That was my hope. Like I said, I'm really bad at this.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You did great. You did good.
She'll high five, Breton.
Right,
My
we'll
family's hard to
hold a
talk to
hand
on
down
festive
for her.
days.
She's not that short. Different
Breton
between you
is
and
that tall, though.
Well, just a munchkin. Just...
I'm gonna cast Reduce
It's like,
on
you say
you.
high five, you do this, and Breton does this. You have to, He's holding his hand down, not up.
No, she doesn't. She just punch forward.
So, all right.
It's just a 5 for Breton. It's not high. It's not low. It's just a 5.
Yeah. Well, good news as well. I didn't get stabbed. So that's
Good.
that's a good. Well, I mean, it's a good positive twist.
You're having more control of your dreams.
I learned a few things. Yes, I learned I could ask a couple of questions and get some answers.
We learned your magic works inside the wards.
I don't know if this is magic or if it's more like a blood thing.
All I'm saying is their magic's not supposed to work, and you can talk with the outside world, which means it's not theoretically impossible that somebody else can as well.
Was this the outside world? I don't know.
Can
Either
I try
way.
and cast Mage Hand?
Where are you right now?
Slap?
You're in.
Wherever Darius is.
I'm asking as a group, where are you right now?
We're in Darius's
You're back in-
room in the big house.
Oh, okay.
What did the 5 figure say to the face? Smack!
Yeah, it just punches you straight across the jaw. It does the whole.
Where are you going to try and cast Mage Hand?
About 5 foot in front of me.
It does not appear. Roll a d100.
Okay.
Oh my god!
Fuck.
Fireball the
Like
room. Fireball the room.
Oh,
Fireball the
91.
room.
That's not good.
91.
It's either really good or really it's really bad.
No,
Yeah,
it's
really
really bad. If that's
91.
wild magic.
We all
bad.
die.
Oh,
Mage hand.
Life leech.
9 or 1.
10d10.
Oh no.
Oh, is it? Wait, that's the magic. Are you using the wild magic surge table?
Probably, knowing Midge.
No,
You're
it's
with
it's
wild
not.
magic.
It's a wild magic search table.
Right, it's your extended one where every one of them's different.
Yeah, it's not even that. It's one I've made myself for this island.
Cool.
Mhm.
Cool. I feel rested and at full health.
Fuck your bedroom.
This is a nice sleep. So what happens, Midge? Who dies?
Nothing visibly happens.
Oh, that's the
Okay,
worst. Actually,
How do I feel?
If tragedy just struck, James would kind of have a spidey sense.
That's very
Did
true.
tragedy just strike a little on us?
Does
Do
Darius
any of us feel lighter?
Okay.
Like,
Alright, okay. Does Valmir feel anything like
Let
negative?
the DM narrate. Let the DM narrate.
So, James, you get the Spidey tangle. Something bad just happened. Valmir, what was your question?
So, if I cast Mage Hand and it didn't work,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie. Valmir's first impulse would be like, "What the fuck? Let me try again."
Oh no! Wait.
I would grab his hand and I would.
Can I roll
No.
a perception check? Darius knows what happens in this place. Can I roll a perception check to see if
Mage
somebody's
Hand's just a
casting?
cantrip, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, so this is on the cantrip list. Okay. 91's still bad, though.
Good.
Meteor swarm.
Cast a cantrip. Well, you see a ghost comes through the window and just punches you in the stomach as hard as it can.
Or you can.
Okay. Darius, you can try and stop Valmir. You feel
James was.
fine, Valmir. Oh yeah, whoever wanted to stop Valmir can definitely try to.
Ain't no way. Too fast on these
Yeah,
Mage
it would
Hands.
have been me. What do you want me to roll?
Can't catch these Mage Hands.
If you want
Darius has
to
learned
try and stop him, you need to make a grapple check because you have to try and stop
Okay.
his hand.
And people
Athletics,
call
then?
Ruby the reckless caster, by the way.
It's Mage Hand. How can Mage Hand do bad things?
In an
Imagine.
area protected against magic. I mean, who knows?
Athletics, right?
Mage Hand.
Oh, that was on a 17. I know.
What?
So I guess
Apparently, the
Mage
answer that it
Hand.
wasn't cocked was it's a 3. Down
Get
to
the
a
mage-
2 for
get
those
the
of you who can't see the rolls at home. That was a 2.
Sure.
Can we get the Mage Slayer in here to stop this from happening, please?
So Valmir, you trying to do Mage Hand? Roll me a d100. It doesn't appear. Roll me a d100.
You see James start sweating as he reaches out for you to
100!
stop.
Ah, no.
I am so glad that Zep is not here right now.
James is diving to stop Valmir from summoning the second mage hand.
No.
Hey guys, I don't wait.
No. Midge, please tell us what happens, if anything.
Oh, by the way, for the viewers, I rolled a 100.
No. Does that mean he has to roll again on like the higher magic table? Like, it just keeps going up.
I think we all just died.
I could
No,
play D&D for another 50 years and I will never roll 100
Shit,
again.
Depending on
this-
how bad this table is, Valmir, with 100, you may have just lost your magic.
Depends. Depends on what's going on.
Could be it could be real bad, something like that.
What's your max HP, Valmir?
Oh shit. No. 83.
You don't have any anymore.
83.
Yeah.
Valmir instantaneously dies.
Like, okay, hold on.
Dies. Power
No,
word
hey,
kill dies. You see, the rest of you see Valmir crumple over, and all life has left his body.
I know, super serious moment, but I'm just gonna put this out there. Well, if it isn't the consequences of my own actions,
What could a mage hand possibly do? I'm sorry, this is super serious. This is a big deal.
No death saving throws. Valmir is dead.
yeah.
Just hold on a second.
You know what, Valmir? The risk you took was calculated, but damn, are you bad at math?
Okay, and the problem is we can't revive him inside this anti-magic field that we're in right now.
Is it also cleric spells or is it arcane magic?
So he just crumpled. We don't know that he's immediately dead. Breton will put 1 point of lay on hands if it just seems like he was knocked unconscious. Just throw that in there.
Medicine.
In the recovery position.
Obviously doesn't work because he's dead.
Natural
Hold up,
20
this-
on the medicine for 24.
That's a
Oh,
corpse.
he's fucking dead. That's a corpse. There is no soul in that body. That is a dead man. There's nothing about that is alive.
I told him to stop.
Why? No. Okay.
I told him to stop.
We don't have the means to fix this.
Okay.
Hold on.
Even if we
close
can
it.
fix it, we can't fix it here. We need to move him.
Body, move. We gotta get
Breton
him
will
out
just
of the house.
swing him up over his shoulder, start taking off towards his horse.
Stop. Soul, please.
We can't cast a spell in here.
I will take the risk. If we don't revive him now, I cannot revive him now. Anytime.
But what if you die here as well? Then we have nobody else that
I
can
have better
revive
luck
him.
than Valmir.
I don't believe you have any luck at all here.
These are very powerful. This was
He
not
was
good.
casting a mage hand, and he is dead.
And if something happens to you, no one can fix anyone.
Just
There are
because you have
contingencies
two
in place.
souls doesn't mean you have two chances at living.
There are contingencies in place. Move the body. Taurus is just starting to help get the body up.
Okay.
Arnett,
You
throw
can.
him out.
With the
You
feet.
can. Yep. You can help try to get the body up. Go for it.
Okay.
This is a really awkward spot where we learn. So was Raj successful in scratching out those sigils? We never really delved back into that. She had 8 hours.
Yeah, I asked that at the beginning.
Well,
She
too
did-
late to learn now.
She didn't really know what she was looking for. Was the problem?
Sure,
What did
that's
the
fine.
91
Keep
do?
the narrative
Darius
going.
specifically told her.
No, Darius told her where it was, but he offered to show her, but then that happened. Then he slept for 6 hours. So it didn't really work out. Darius is also just gonna be calling out.
I can't believe you rolled a fucking 100. I'm sorry.
I could play D&D for another 50 years. I'll never roll 100 on a D100 again.
The
I
fact, the
swear.
worst part is, we still don't know what the 91 did.
Well, I'm gonna think the 91 doesn't matter now.
We're gonna
I'm
get back,
curious,
and the
though.
captain of the skyship hates us.
Just walk past a random guard, also dead.
Yeah. No,
I killed your
Darius is
dad.
calling out an emergency.
Okay.
Darius is calling out emergency. Like there has to be some contingency in place right now for this kind of shit. So yeah, what do I roll? Give me something to roll. I need to roll a die.
Performance, persuasion, just
Okay, yeah, we're
some
gonna-
sort of charisma-based check to try and grab attention.
I'd
and I'm
recommend
gonna put it-
against thaumaturgy for this.
You know what? No, we just drop Valmir, leave him here. He's his own problem now. We can't keep dealing with this.
27.
27.
Instantaneously, five household guard, like your father's household guards, full, like, you know, the full plate behemoth badasses that kind of, you know, like nobody even tries to deal with except for family members, rush up and they're like, how did this happen?
It's casted a spell. Didn't know what was going on.
Fuck.
Yeah, I know. Come on.
You want us to fire up one of the furnaces, or?
No! Darius slaps him.
Okay, no. Let's break that down for a second. Somebody died, and the personal guard of your father's first response was, "Oh, we should hide the evidence."
No.
Or it's the fact they know he's a tiefling. It's like he wants to go home. Fire up the furnace.
He's resistant to fire. Is he even gonna burn?
Let's test
It's only half resistance.
Can we momentary lower the ward so I can cast a spell to bring him back? I have a very limited time I can do this.
We don't have the power to do that. We got to get him to. The nearest place to get him to is the beach or Anton's.
Can you get there in 5 minutes?
We can try.
Go.
Okay.
They got a shiner. It's
Essentially,
like
they throw like like the other one that like took over talking was like, throw him on the back of a horse.
Is my lizard? Did it just go poof or?
I would say yes.
Oh wait, sorry. 1 minute. Never mind.
Yeah, it's 1 minute.
Revivify
no.
is 60 seconds. Yeah.
Get as far away. We'll count it down. We'll get as far away from the house as possible, and maybe lower it, given the fact that a snapstone worked out there.
So
considering it, there's one thing that comes to Breton's mind, and that is, because Breton doesn't want Ruby to take the chance, but at the same time, like if there's any chance of saving Valmir, we have to take that chance with Saul.
I know.
And that
That's
is a fair
why I'm.
point.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
So,
just try and get as far as we can.
I just want to order of operations this, because currently we've got Ruby. The second question is, do you have a diamond worth 300 gold pieces?
Let me check my inventory. I know I
Not,
bought.
Darius knows where to get one off a wall.
Yeah,
Grab one.
That's why I'm asking, because that's going to change the
Ruby's
type of
not-
checks
Ruby's-
that are going to be happening here, because
Ruby
you'll
is
have to
running and
find.
Ruby is running and trying to change into soul at the same time.
Oh, okay. So we'll do
Breton
that.
is just carrying Valmir.
So Darius, you're on Operation Find the Diamond.
I'm just gonna say he's going for the. He knows where all the like.
You know where
worthwhile
you know where the vault is, essentially.
Yeah, well, not the vault. He's just like, because he knows there's encrusted shit on walls and like
Okay.
trophies. And
Give
things
me
like
an
that. He doesn't give a shit.
Give me an
Just
at
wait.
advantage investigation check,
At advantage investigation check.
because you know your house. Anyone wants to help out can also provide another one. We'll do this as a group. This is now a group skill test to bring Valmir back to life in
17.
time. Okay.
17.
That's 17. Is if anyone else is doing any investigation to help look for a diamond, you can do so. Soul, Ruby 2 Soul. Let's do that now. You know the drill. Give me that wisdom saving throw. Just don't
Next to
nat one. Don't nat one. Whatever the fuck you do.
1, 2, 3 next to Breton.
Yep.
Plus
It does get 3.
Is this it? Is this it, everybody?
TPK because somebody has fucking mage hand.
20.
20. Fine. Roll me the d6. Again, you want to avoid that one.
With advantage.
With the advantage as per if you're still attuned to that.
Show she is.
Yep.
Son of a bitch. How do you do 2d6?
You just pick up D6 and
pick
right
up-
click.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then
Got it.
throw.
4.
4. Okay. You begin to feel the soul. You feel soul, and you like Ruby. You close your eyes and you think, "Okay, we need you right now." And Soul's like, "Oh gosh." And instantaneously, the hair goes from that red to white. You see the light just shine over her and like rise up out of her with a little bit of a flicker of flame as the final hair is gone to the white form. And Soul's like, "What the fuck happened?" I'm guessing. Soul,
Yeah.
welcome in.
The fuck?
Just keep going.
Okay. If anyone else is helping Darius, Darius, you do find it's a sword, but in the pommel there to be a diamond.
Just give me the sword.
Oh, he just
give me the
smashes
sword.
it against the ground and it takes the
Yeah,
diamond
it was.
down, like,
Yeah,
doesn't-
you just unhilt. You're like smacking the hilt, the pommel of this
Yeah, he
sword, and it
doesn't-
eventually does come out. You've got a
It was
diamond.
Anton's trophy, whatever.
All right.
He sprints.
Okay, time is of the essence.
Far away as we can. Like
You-
at the last
Just
55th second.
everybody, give me a Constitution check as you are sprinting or an athletics check. Either one as you sprint your goddamn lives to try and get Valmir back awake, who's been slapped onto the back of a horse as well. So
I rolled a 3 on my survival check.
you're not,
Dead.
that's not what that means. It'll be a death saving throw anyway, but you're already dead. Fucking idiot.
+3 for Marjorie, so 12.
Okay. So that's a 13 and a 22. So yeah, you push through, and as you get to the cusp of the gate, Sol, you know that you have to do this before it's way without the realm of your power. So what do you do, and what do you say, and who do you call upon in order to bring back Valmir?
So, technically speaking, this mechanically doesn't do anything, but she is going to spend every ounce of sorcery point she has to heighten this, to give it extra oomph, just in case the wards try to counterspell her out. And as she is a child of Brayla, that's to whom she will plead.
Give me your plead. Plead for...
Forgive him not, he knows not what he was doing. No. This one's time is not yet done, Brayla. Though he may disagree with it with his actions from time to time. But please.
And with that, you crush the diamond between your hands, it turning to powder with the incantations of the spell and the pleading to the moon mother, the mother of fertility's love. You spray the diamond dust over Valmir's corpse. And Valmir.
Yeah.
You see yourself suddenly awake in a dark place, cave-like, and in front of you sits a man with like a balding head, simple but silvered robes.
A human man?
Looks to be. Maybe subtle scaling to his hands.
Who
He's
are
throwing
you
he's throwing little stones into a pool of water that's also in this cave.
Who are you, and how did I get here?
I'm here to help your passing.
My passing from to where?
The mortal plane to the next.
Shit, I died?
Seems that way.
God damn. Darius's house is a fucking death trap. Literally. All I tried to do was cast Mage Hand. That's some wild wards. Holy hell. Well, shit. What, ain't no second chances? Just gone? Just over?
There's always a second chance. We can wait for a while, should you wish to find out, or if you feel your time is done, just step into the pool. And swim to the mountains. You've been given a place. Your service to Bahamut has been noted.
So, see that? I was worried that wouldn't have kind of taken effect. It's not been a long time. It's been
It's not always about time, Valmir. It's about intention. It is at this moment that you feel like a hand on your shoulder. As a homely female figure appears behind you in very simple clothing, much like she's been like working over a house or an oven or something. Clearly proud and clearly wise, but there is a simple smile and a warmth to her.
Are you also here to help me do the passing thing?
I'm here to help you on our way back if you'd like, love.
Back to life?
Seems you've been given an opportunity. Someone
Shit,
up there is...
That guy said it might take a while, but this felt almost instant.
Well, you don't have to accept it, you know.
Wait, you get a choice?
There's always a choice.
Who brought me back?
I've been sent
Oh,
by
you-
the mother. That's also all I know.
Who's the mother? Look,
Wow.
I've never been dead before. I'm very curious. What's going on? Like,
I'm pretty sure you have been dead before.
that
What?
was different. There was no cave, no pool of rocks. That was different. This is my first No, you make a good point. Yeah, I mean, sure. Let's. I mean, whoever brought me back, I don't want them to have wasted whatever spell they used to bring me back.
It's awfully pragmatic of you, boy. Eat this. And
What?
she like presents what seems to be a looks to be like a pastry.
I'm gonna turn to the balding fella. I'll see you later. Next time. Thanks for the offer, though. I'll bite into the pastry.
And as you do, your eyes open, spluttering to life. You feel little crumbs fall out your mouth as you look down, and you seem to be on the rump side of a horse. With everybody else crowding around you. Valmir is back to the land of the living.
Do I remember the cave?
No.
Okay. What happened?
You died.
Again?
Dead.
Well, shit.
We're talking crumpled in on yourself, dead.
Yeah, you turned from a tiefling to a corpse in a split second. We just had to haul you out here and sprint to try and get you as far away from the ward as possible. And
Speaking
Soul
of,
helped
so
you.
roll me a D100, please.
Yeah, I knew that
Oh
was
no!
coming.
Oh no!
Guys, immediately.
Oh no!
Hold on, let me grab it.
And then just
I'm not one for
revisit that.
superstition, but even I'm not going to test luck on this one.
Ooh.
94? Are you fucking kidding me? Guys, when we all decided that we were all going to roll super high this session.
Can
The good news is I have more than 100 HP.
can I make a point that
Ow.
James didn't hustle with the group? He stayed back kind of in shock and wanted to know what else tingled his senses because he knew it was cast twice. Because he tried to
I
stop
wanted to see what the
Valmir
first
from
one
stopping him the second time. So James was like, he's dead now. What else is out?
What else is out? Just
So for whatever happens with Ruby. Soul.
funny thing was the first one, he was gonna die in the next minute anyways. Interaction.
Ruby, Soul, sorry, you are stunned. You may start rolling
Oh.
Constitution saving throws.
I'll just I'll what do they call it? Take 20 until it just bends. I'm not gonna flood the screen.
That's No, I just need you to keep rolling until this.
Oh God.
Okay.
So you all see.
DC 30.
Well, I'm next to Breton, so I have an advantage, or not advantage. Why is my con so fucking high?
Yeah, you
Sick.
do have less than 150 hit points, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Power word's done.
Yeah.
That
Fucking
should
these
not
rolls.
be a plus 14. Jesus.
Christ on the 94. Fuck on the 100 and. Jesus.
91. Every D100's been above a 90.
On different tables. On 3 fucking different tables.
21.
Yeah, you're
The
fine.
DC 30. Oh no. Okay.
No, it's not a DC 30 with this. It's not that powerful.
I'd get out of it eventually.
Yeah, you go.
You were there for 12 seconds.
Yeah, just.
Nope. Soul brought you back.
Thank you. I'm gonna get off the horse and check myself for injuries.
You have 1 HP.
Shove him off the horse.
Yeah, you have 1 HP, Valmy. You feel fucking awful.
Oh, you should have left me dead. This sucks.
No.
Hold on. No, I'm not casting shit. She stops halfway. Nope.
No.
Nope.
Just hands on her wrist,
Yeah,
no, not
I
again.
think everybody, including the house guards, put their hands up.
Whoa!
No.
Right. Let's go to your brother's house.
I
Wait,
know. I've got something.
Doesn't Zaraj have cuffs that suppress magic? Did she get a pair of those? Because I was gonna say we could just throw those on Valmir as a safety.
Oh, what? Handcuffs.
I think he's
to
learned
suppress-
his lesson.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I will not be casting any magic.
Ever again after that experience.
Yeah, no. I forget what Lesser Restoration does. I've got a whole bunch of things that have
It
Lesser
clears
Restoration. but I don't
things
think it
like
gives you-
poison.
I'm gonna
heal.
take a potion of greater healing.
Okay.
How about a short rest?
Yeah. Save the resource.
Might be worth it just to rest.
Everybody
I
just
think I've
sits
got a
down next to
choice.
the.
Yeah, I'll take a short rest then. That's,
Okay, so this derailed some things.
Yeah, I was not expecting to show up today.
I was going to talk about the fact that actually, you know what? All of you, go away. He goes to the house, shoos them. Go away.
Why don't we make our way back into your room?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah.
What even is going on? I was in a library and not.
It's been a day. It's been a day, I think, or something like that. There's been some changes.
Only one day, though.
What killed him?
Himself.
Self.
Hubris.
I'm
Hubris killed him.
There are wards on the estate that prevent and complicate magic casting, hence why you felt
complicated
fuzziness in your brain
magic
after you
casting. It's a fucking mage hand.
You
Yeah,
knew
well-
that there were wards and you cast a spell anyway, Valmir.
Cast it twice.
He cast
We don't
it
know what
twice.
The first one did, though.
Are you stupid?
Evidently!
It's okay. He died for his sins. It's okay. We can move
I
on.
could have died for his sins.
Yeah.
Again.
That's what we tried mitigating that. Hey, and you didn't die. So
He goes over to Valmir and
Both
just,
are strangling Valmir.
I want to hug you
the diamond
around the
comes
neck with both hands.
Rather you didn't, I feel quite weak right now.
Yeah, you got 1 hit point. It's not far to go.
So, can we just
man.
go back to the? I guess we go back to the room as we're talking.
Okay.
Did we find just James there, like investigating everything? to see
Yeah,
what's going
I'm
on?
looking around, like, just trying to find whatever else could have
There's a
happened.
delayed blast fireball bead just stuck on a door handle somewhere.
Yeah.
Valmir's gonna open it.
It's like what's in that torch up there? It's just a little marble spinning around. Does James get to roll anything?
Yeah, James, give me an investigation check.
Okay.
Power word kill on a door.
19.
And disintegrate.
Okay.
Power bullshit.
You don't.
We gotta know, Mitch. We gotta know.
Okay,
You
describe
want
to
throw
me.
Arcana?
Yeah, no. Describe to me your investigation, and I will see if anything you say triggers what has happened. If not,
Well, the first thing I would have done was touch Valmia's corpse.
okay. Are you?
That would have started.
Are you using your sense?
If it would have procced it, yeah, I would have. Yeah.
Yeah, you can use your.
Okay.
curse.
So that would be.
You would have
history
got tragedy
roll.
from touching the object of Valmir corpse. God, there's a long list of shit that you could watch.
It's just you just get the half second of his like transition between life and death right there. And
That's a 15. The history on that.
Okay. You get like a split image of like you look like your brain looks at like it goes actually to even your own like an image of your own like equipment, and you just see a flick of potions that change color very quickly, and then they go back to their resting color.
I'm fucking glad I didn't drink my health potion then.
Oh no.
oh, does that mean we got to do the thing where we pour like a drop on like our wrist and see if it burns or something
Oh.
like that? We got to test it.
We're going to have to go through all our consumables. So you'll basically just be sitting there seeing James, I guess, when you come back with his potions out in front of him, like just a couple of them.
How many have you got on you?
I think I have one. Actually, I don't personally have any on me. Actually.
Oh, I
I used it.
oh, of course, yeah. No, sorry. I like it was like, yeah. You saw potions. It's like okay, you didn't see them on you,
Oh.
but you saw potions then.
A few
Okay.
of us do. Like I've got water breathing. I know Valmir's got water breathing as well, and fly or something like that, or something like that, or
Featherfall.
featherfall. Yeah. So we've got a couple sitting around. Oh, those are emergency too, in case we we have to ditch.
I just had to make a couple of sticky notes there of what I rolled, so it's just in case you guys utilize them in the future.
Damn it.
I can't believe we just had 4 rolls of 90 plus
Three.
on
Three.
2 different tables. Like,
3 rolls.
Wow.
I want to point
this-
out that there's quite a few numbers on there that just have no effect.
This
We got
does
the
mean that I can now have a character that is really old, because I'll never roll 100 again. You're gonna die of old age.
I mean, you could try cast Mage Hand again and see what happens.
No.
I think you getting a character 2 really old would be an accomplishment, Valmir.
Yes.
Oh no, I'd roll one at that age, and they.
Somebody who's lived in this house for years saying like, yeah, it's really bad when you cast spells in here and everything. Just like, and in the middle of saying like, I don't think I cast a spell. I think it was a biological function of my. Ooh, let's cast a spell.
I will just point out, because that was a cantrip, things only happen like on
In the 90s.
no 1 to 10 and 90 to 100. That's just on that table. That's I'm lost for words today.
It has done what every DM wishes they could do. It has taught the player a lesson.
yeah, that's true.
I don't know that it has.
Okay.
I don't know that it has.
Look,
Because there may or may not have been potions on the party. Some of us which love those potions and know that they're fucking ruined. I'm tempted to just murder Valmir, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my god, is it
Wouldn't be
only
hard at this
potions?
point.
All the
or
potions
is it
of
all
heroism?
Consumables? Is it all
Yeah.
consumables? Because Darius has a shitload of consumables that do things that he
When-
depends on.
When you all get back, sorry. When you all get back, you'll see James kind of just sitting there. He'll have a couple of reagents just sitting down and kind of just in the grass. He'll just be pondering over them. And he'll see you all approaching, and he'll slowly stand up and walk towards you. Does Valmir still look like he only has 1 hit point?
He has a few more now, I think, after the slow walk back.
It depends on how long it's been since I died, because this was short rest,
True.
which takes like
15
an
minutes.
hour.
15 minutes.
Okay. so 15 minutes.
30 minutes in this game. So, like, yeah, he's probably, like, slowly getting those health back. You can see him just, like, I think he's, like, kind of just rolled onto Darius's bed kind of thing, I'm guessing.
Sure.
Before he has a chance to, like, either unsaddle from his horse or whatever he's riding, I would drift up to him and smack him upside the head. Just
I cast shield. No, I don't. That's a lie. I don't.
I would just
Lightning bolt right on you.
next time someone gives you a warning to stop, maybe you should heed them.
What warning?
He's died. It's okay. Okay, we can chastise him.
You
later.
were
He
told
just-
there are wards, and you just cast a spell anyway. Don't do that.
Also, I don't think our potions are going to be any good anymore. It seems like the first time you attempted to do your little trick, it messed with things on our persons. I'd be wary drinking anything that you have.
Oh, shit. Like all of them?
Yeah, most likely, yes. Magic, in the way that you were messing with it, seems to have had a very large effect.
Breton is just going to pull the potion of heroism out of the bandolier, and he's just going to hand it to James. Would you test this, please?
It will take a moment, but yes, I could.
That's fine.
Time to test
We have nothing but time now.
I'm also gonna test this, and Darius just takes out like the soldier pie thing he imbued with lesser restoration like a while ago, and he's just gonna
God,
take like a
this
nibble.
thing is months old at this point.
It doesn't matter. It's magic.
Yeah, magic.
Is that how that works?
It's magic. It's also basically like meant. It's meant for traveling stuff. It's like
Yeah, but now you
What
can
is it,
taste
just like
things.
a pemmican or something?
yeah, essentially, it's kind of just
Okay.
it's because he doesn't. He didn't taste things, so he doesn't care about what it tastes like. It's just it's got calories, so he just
Now
like,
it just
takes a
tastes like
nibble on it.
dirt.
Now it just tastes like dirt.
Yeah.
Oh, because he can taste now, or because
Yeah.
it's not a thing anymore.
Yeah, no, now just because he can taste now.
Yeah. Do I detect like is it imbuing me with a sense of restoration, maybe of a lesser kind?
Does he still taste the onions?
Yeah. Is there an onion hint to it, or is
There
it
is
not?
a hint
Is
of
it all-
onion to it.
Okay. Good. Now I have to eat this whole thing because that's how this works. Eats the whole thing.
It's
and I'm
really
like, "Well,
the
that's
worst punishment.
It's like, oh, it's just so oniony. It's really oniony. Like it's
Yep,
onion and dirt is all that tastes like.
This didn't bother me before, but now it does. All right.
But James, give me an alchemy check, which will be intelligence plus if you've got alchemy tools or tool proficiency.
Jesus.
Yep, 21.
Yeah, this does not look like it does what it does anymore.
I'm afraid that this one is spent, my friend.
But what does it do now? Does it do something different, or is it just like water?
Since you like to risk things, why don't you have a sip?
Oh wow. Okay. We had somebody who died in less than a half hour ago. Let's let up a little bit.
No.
Okay. To pivot, because what I was in the middle of saying previously before we got sidetracked. Yeah, with my not casting of this ability, an ability that I have from birth, apparently, through blood, I was able to get some information about my father that we might be able to leverage. One, Ruby, or Soul. Well, Ruby had the question, but I'm directing this to you, Soul, because this is weird. He has accolades that he didn't earn. I have no other specifics other than the fact that those exist.
Soul has no idea what you're talking about, so she just okay.
He committed to making eye contact with somebody in a conversation, so he has to go through with it.
You look different.
We're gonna have to get you up on things. But moving on from that, 2, he killed my uncle to get the leadership of this family.
Is that still eye contact with Soul, or did you choose someone else?
Yeah. No, he's pivoted to just like having no eye contact with anything. I think is normal.
Do you know how?
I got a sense that he took a pillow and suffocated him slowly in bed.
Do you know where this pillow is?
No, I know. Sorry, that laughs out of character. That was just very direct.
If he didn't burn it, he was a fool, and your father does not strike me as one.
I asked if there was physical evidence of the murder, and I got kind of I guess the astral web equivalent of a shrug.
Did you recognize the room?
Did I recognize the room?
It wasn't that much detail. It was literally you saw a kind of weakened visage of your uncle slowly get a pillow pressed over their face.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
It wasn't in true color either. Like it was made up of like these shards of swirling mist and energy.
Maybe
nope.
James could like touch the corpse of your uncle.
We don't have.
I don't really think. I'm not about to.
Well, there aren't any.
Exhume.
Thank you.
There isn't anything to exhume.
Oh, cremated?
That's what you were about to be, yes. It's the first question we were asked.
Look,
Yep,
I'm only
it was
6 months. I'm only about what? How long has it been since we killed Arikaz?
Like a month and a half, something
Like 2
like
months?
that.
No, it's a little bit
I'm only-
longer because you've been doing some real traveling. But yeah.
I'm only 2 months away from having that happen, regardless. So I mean, it's it's good.
But so so we got some information about things. This feels very out of sorts now that we just had that whole thing happen. This feels like we're kind of
Like we're stepping over something really big that we should be talking about.
Nah, it's fine. We can. The information's good. Like info.
I'm just trying to move on from it instead of continuing to punch.
So
Punch
let's
down
look at the
there.
information that we have. We know that your father murdered your uncle. We know that he was strangled to death in not in his sleep per se, but he was suffocated in a room. Is there a good chance that was on this island? Would your uncle have been here when he was killed?
Midge, how old would Darius have been when Darius was the youngest kid? Would Darius have been alive at any point when Heinrich was alive?
No.
No.
Anton was about 1.
Anton. It's good. James, yes. Go ahead. Yes.
Where's Raj right now? Where is she? She can detect thoughts. She can go and talk to your father and ask him where's the last place he saw your uncle alive while she's detecting his thoughts.
Thoughts. A spell.
It's innate for her.
Okay.
No,
item
she
in
has a
possession.
magic item that allows
She's
her.
not casting anything though.
Is it always on?
Item usage counts as a cast, I believe.
Okay.
Doesn't it?
Well, I'm just wondering because it
Don't
seems a little.
know.
Did she use it when she first met him?
You can't
I've
counterspell it.
tried it here
Here.
Can't
before.
counter it. Yeah, no. I'll have to
Because
read
she
up
tried
on
to
that.
read
I'm
some
not
odds.
sure. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Because you haven't said my ring of protection or any of our shields or other magic items are invalidated here. They just
Those aren't casting
Yes.
spells.
true. I wonder if the sheet of the Onion Knight would be because that does have a casting.
I need to double check. I need to do some reading of the DMG for this sort of level of knowledge that I will start
Okay.
doing now. But
Items that give you the ability to cast certain spells are not the same as items that from them spells are cast. Does that make sense?
It's the difference between
Yeah.
like a staff of power that would cast a spell from it, or a helm of telepathy that just reads minds as if it was a detect thoughts.
yeah.
Yeah.
But this
It's
isn't
the
a helmet.
helmet
It-
that's-
It's
It's the semantics of what the amulet does. If it actually
Yeah.
casts
Yeah.
the spell or just simulates the spell.
Yeah. I don't remember. Even then, if it's a cast thing, it's probably only got once a day or something like that, and it hasn't been a full day since then. Like she cast it this morning.
Well, it could also be at will. Like some magic items are.
The
at will
medallion has
also.
3 charges. Whilst wearing it, you can use an action and 1 charge to cast the Detect Thoughts
Okay.
spell.
So you are
Yep.
casting the spell.
So what
Okay.
happened when she cast it earlier today? Because she
We
did.
weren't in this plane.
Oh, yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Then. Did she not
Yeah, we
cast
were-
it when she was talking to your dad with you?
No.
I'd have thought
I think
she
she
would have.
wanted to, but Darius talked her out of it.
Yeah, I think she refrained. It was just letting
Darius
Darius
knows how
take
bad the
lead.
wards are in this place and has warned all of you.
You know what? I think I know more.
Sure.
Yeah, no, true. You have firsthand knowledge at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think she's used it once, and she used it this morning when we were in the demi-plane.
Wait.
I was just thinking because if the first thing that was suggested after Valmir passed was cremating him, and if he was cremated here, then there may be a log of when he died, and we may be able to use that to look for more information.
It's either that or we could ask some of the other family members, because there's a couple of older individuals that could know, that we would know, like my two oldest brothers they would have been old enough to remember. And yeah, also no, she would have full charges because she cast the last time she cast Detect Thoughts was when she pried into Darius's mind before he got unlocked, and that was last night
At your family, at your mother's house.
at the mother's house, which is pretty far away from these wards. Yeah, which is near the southern side of the island, I think we established.
It's
or at
kind
least
of the
pretty
middle.
far away. Yeah,
I'm
but
currently
it's-
working on a map right now, so it's more clear
Sure.
for all
Hey,
of
that's
you.
good.
So,
We know what to look into. I don't know how well the Renars will respond to us asking questions about dead family members, so that may be something that we just have to follow your lead on, Darius.
Well, what time is it? How long was I asleep? 6 hours. So
And
It's
an hour
probably-
after.
How long was I
Just
asleep?
get back inside.
you were out for about 50 seconds.
Hey, that was quick.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Oh yeah, thank
I
you.
think one of the guards sprained his ankle.
Good.
We weren't going for a world record here.
Yeah, it was either that or you were dead.
I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
I'm not. There's no critique coming from me right now. Don't worry.
I guess we get gussied
There's
up.
plenty
and
of
we
judgment
start-
from my end, just so you're aware.
Yeah,
Sure,
I guess we
go
get
for
gussied
it.
up
I
and
don't care.
we rub shoulders as a group, and I gather a little bit of information, and we see what's going to happen tonight. Because I'm going to be honest, I don't have a plan. I have ideas, but I don't have a plan.
Ideas are something. When you say gussied up, what you mean?
I'm going to put on my best and then look good for this. It's a family.
Yes,
get
and the
together.
rest of us are going to do that with.
Just
Hopes
clean
and
up a little
dreams.
bit. And then Zara's points at you got dust on your jacket. I'm just gonna clean that a little bit, or
And Soul is currently in Ruby's outfit.
You know, this.
Would they have
we could-
provided clothes for us to wear in the rooms, considering that we did get teleported here?
Possibly, but it wouldn't be like courtly. I mean, if you could go to my mother's, she might have some things. She likes making clothes, and so.
Breton looks down at himself. You know what? I don't
might
think we're
be
going to
the
find
exception,
anything
but
to fit
she-
me,
but
but maybe we'll find
accessories-
something to fit Soul.
Accessories make the outfit.
Darius would know
Time
as
and
well
guide
that
there.
even the fancy events, your family tend to go militaristic.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yes, if
you've
armor be
seen me
fine for you,
dress up.
Breton.
Yeah, you've seen me dress up. This is like, it's pretty normal. Just like,
So you just put on your cloak lapel pin kind of thing. That's your dressing up, right?
I have a doublet that is in my colors with my coat of arms. That is.
It wasn't an insult. I was
That
just
is
saying.
made of fine
simply
leather.
elegant.
It's it's not courtly like king's court wear. It's Rienian
No,
court.
it's not
old Rienian
gaudy.
court. No, that's true. Not mine. No. But yeah, we could stop by my mother's, get something for Soul if there's anything available, and possibly the others who have normal measurements here. Breton.
I'll
We'll have to make do.
clean up the armor. It'll be fine.
I'm
I
sure
say
there's
we-
a squire close by that could
Ruby
polish it up for
Soul
you.
looks at his cast something, just goes. Take your eye out.
We can do that at at Darius's mother's house. It'll be fine.
In a controlled setting, yes.
Okay, so you all head to Darius's mother's house.
Saddle up for the third time. Just ride out again. Man, we are getting our horses are getting their steps in today. It's terrible.
Up
too,
and
but I
down the
decided to tell everyone.
same cultivated
Same
country
road.
path.
Where does the ward end?
Wave to Anton, everyone.
Just keep casting Mage Hand, my friend. You'll figure
No,
it
no,
out.
That was savage. It doesn't end. I think it's more just the fact that it gets stronger the closer you get. I mean, it's up to Midge, but my mentality is that the further away you get from the center of the ward, the more like powerful magics you can cast without being directly like killed outright. So the reason why like Read Minds was fine at the at the home, but Mage Hand wasn't like
that's
right in the main building.
Yeah, that's
At the same
kind of exactly
rough
it.
point that I'm gonna bring out my lizard back.
Sure.
Presumably, it should be safe getting around to where Anton is, considering that he literally handles all magical communication that comes into and off the island.
He might also have his own counter wards inside of his areas, but whatever. It's fine.
It's 20 minutes away, regardless.
Yes, but yeah. So I guess if we don't need to like make it a whole thing, we could just say we get all ready for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You absolutely can. And then
Darius just makes note of not telling his mother what's happened this morning.
Hi, Mom. My friend died.
Yeah, this is only
Felmir.
an average traumatic
Felmir,
day.
you look so pale.
Yeah, Darius pivots to that. Yes.
I'm purple.
You're far less amethyst than you were earlier.
Wow.
It's yeah, I had
He died.
yeah, that.
He got better.
He heard a really
Also
bad
bad.
pun and it damn near killed him.
Is that a mom look I just saw? Looking the disapproving look.
Just be careful.
Yeah, Valmir. Best be careful.
I've got a question. Have you ever seen what happens to those that cast magic within the ward?
Yes, it's not pretty. They die.
Yes, they do.
Either by their own hubris, or a guard is normally summoned and they get stabbed. So, Valmir, I hope you learned your lesson.
I
That
died.
would
Of
not
course
last
I
long.
did.
Good.
Here's a cup of tea.
Very silly thing.
So this is just justifying the Valmir. If anybody else is close to death, he just says, "First time."
Yeah.
It's not bad. You're in the cave talking to the bald guy.
Well, I don't remember that, so
I think after the third time you remember.
You also get a set of steak knives.
They just keep punching your ice cream ticket until eventually you get a free ice cream.
Hey, you get to 10, you get a Rolex.
when I go back next time, the bald guys will be like, "You again? Could you fucking make your mind up?"
Frequent visitors discount.
Well, it's why you
Look,
gotta
if you
go.
don't want to get into the wall,
You're gonna get there so often. They're gonna establish a lounge for purgatory.
Oh, just as
Yeah.
a heads up, the more you get brought back, the harder it is to get brought back. As a note.
Also, can I just point out, there was no
there are
way
fractions-
Valmir was wading into the water. Like, there ain't no way. There ain't no
Every time you
fucking
die,
way.
just
Very true.
more shards of your soul are just like getting cracked off of your body. Like by the time you actually die, you're gonna be half a person.
So does Ruby get something to wear? Or I guess Soul get something
I
to
would
wear?
say 100% yes.
Is there something? Is James the same measurement as Alexi?
She should wear
fact-
that same gown that I found in Baldur's Gate 3.
When you arrive, Alexi has arrived at your mother's house.
Alexei, the man, the myth, the
Meat.
guy.
I think I need some meat.
Ah.
The rarer the better. Not that rare, James. Like, just I need some iron.
Darius like takes him in like a like a brotherly hug
Sure.
as he sees him because he hasn't seen him in a while.
Yeah. Absolutely. No, totally fine. Yeah, and you do so.
I've lowered the DC for Darius touching people.
The touching people DC is far better.
Yeah.
That's not.
Physical contact.
It's not the best way to phrase it.
Let's
No,
let's
not the best way to
more
phrase that.
technical. Let's go more technical. Let's get over his phobia.
Yep.
There you go.
Soul just leans over to Breton. Since when did he start doing this?
When we get a minute, I'll fill you in on everything.
Yeah, Alexi is like, do you guys have any questions for Alexi or anything? Or like, are you just willing to?
Alexa, do you have any personal grievances that you have? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I would like to know where you've been and how you've been.
Yeah, he
How's
looks
life?
tired.
It's jet lag.
I've been in and out of the Cullis Marshlands. Wife's fine. I keep telling her to come live here for a while, but she won't have it, at least. Yeah,
There's been a little demon around here, I've been hearing.
I've also already had an earful from Mother about her behavior. But it's not going great out there.
I'm afraid things aren't going to be good here.
Oh, good.
So I got some information. I talked to Father.
Right.
And, well,
I'm all Anton.
Breton actually face palms at that. Jesus.
it wasn't funny when we were kids. It's not funny now.
It must run in the family because your brother made the same joke.
That's how you have to do it here. You take it or you crack under it.
Ruby appreciates it.
You do it in your subconscious.
There's a giggle on the inside.
Yeah. Yeah.
movie popcorn.
So all the things you're going through, and the fact that you're going through the hardships, and there's the progressive retreats and everything, those might be according to a plan that Father has set up to catch the enemy in a giant pincer movement. And the reason he's going about this and sacrificing the capital to pull it off is because he's going to be getting, he's promised, he's been guaranteed titles this time. and he wants to give them. He wants to take the most prestigious and then give them to the oldest as a bribe.
Just shakes his head.
And then he's going to give us the company.
He looks up.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Can I take him away from our mother's ear shot? Just like get to outside or something.
Sure.
where
Yeah,
I cannot
absolutely.
be overheard. Okay. So, what do you remember about me when I was a kid? In terms of bad dreams.
Oh. Yeah, you used to have nightmares all the time.
Right.
And then Mother took you to see a cleric one day and you got better.
A cleric.
Yeah.
You ever go visit our aunt?
I mean, we used to a lot when we were younger, but
Right.
not for years.
Yeah. Well, I've been there more recently than you.
Oh, you went... You went
So
into
you-
the... you've been to the north of 3N?
So, when I got better, I don't remember. I was made not to remember. A lot of false memories put in there. Think on it. What tracks? Couldn't smell anything, taste anything afterwards. I had normal sleep. All on the turn
You had normal...
of flip of a switch.
That's... Huh.
It was our aunt. That. There's a lot going on here, and I'm trying to update you, like, of the pertinent details.
Yeah, no, I'm
running with you quick. I'm running you through this quick. So
Yeah, I
because-
don't know. I got that.
Okay. Also, don't say any of this to Mother because I haven't told her yet, and I'm not exactly sure I'm going to broach the subject because she knows. But then also, I just today got rid of that block, so I remember everything now. Okay, so I know it's just like, hey, remember this, and then that goes, and then now no, it's no longer a thing. I get it. It's a lot.
I mean,
Okay.
like I
Yep. Yep.
I
Use your
just remember you being relatively having trouble with it, and then one day not. But then again, I wasn't as home as much back then. After.
Almost like magic. Yes. So
I
here's
mean,
the
I'd
big
already
thing.
started my squireship when you got better, so.
Well, recently I started that kind of war stopped being effective, and I started waking up with wounds and various other things.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, it's a whole thing. I can kind of like walk in dreams to other people's experiences and everything. It's like, I'm trying my best to update you on this. You're just gonna have to work with me here. It's not the weirdest thing you've heard.
No, it's.
All right, just roll with it.
I'm rolling.
Yeah, before, a side effect of me not knowing, got hurt in those dreams. A lot.
Explains the nosebleeds. I remember you having to have your
those-
sheets cleaned
Those
a
were
lot.
pretty mild. Yep, those were pretty mild
Right.
compared to recently, where I had a gut wound. So yeah, but we fixed it. You know, trial run today worked pretty well. the thing that I want to get on here, and the thing that we need to kind of work as a strategy right now, I'm going to need your help with this, is and I'm pretty sure like Darius just feels very like probably to him this is more assertive. Than he's used to Darius being very recently.
Yeah.
Or for a while. So father didn't like that. This got done to me against his wanting. And then I didn't remember our aunt or mother's family's holdings or anything like that. And you remember the holdfast.
As in?
Yes.
You see him kind of crumple.
Like crumple isn't like just sit down on the ground or something like that. Just,
Yeah. Like it's like one of those things of like he like takes a step back and there's no chair, so he kind of slides down the wall.
Darius sits next to him. Sits next to him, like like two brothers, just kind of, he's just waiting for him to kind of process everything.
So you're saying father made you without you knowing?
Mm-hmm. As, I guess, payback, doing something to me that he didn't approve of. Mother knew, or at least I think she knew. Afterwards. The whole contract was a cover for that.
You see him like kind of tear up when you mention the word contract. So, what are we gonna do?
We're going to take him down. The only way that will matter. We're going to dismantle his plan. And make it work on our terms. And he'll have to watch it. First things first, there's a vote tonight. And a lot of grievances are going to be worked out, which means I'm probably going to get my ass handed to me by Gabrielle. But I didn't need your help because you're more on the positive end with some of the others.
Okay. What do you need me to do?
My plan is...
I still have my own issues.
Well, are they more important than this right now?
No. I meant the grievance is that
Like what? With who?
with the family.
You're not gonna do what I did.
No. But I mean, they have more of a hold over me. Remember?
Father has a hold on you.
Yeah. And if he's airing all the grievances,
How much do you owe? Still.
a lot considering my recent losses.
Well,
My company's we've hit 125% casualty rate.
that's a lot.
It's not going well.
Just takes a second. Damn.
Yeah. he's definitely off, and like this has compounded it off that he's just like revealed how off it's been going. It's not been looking hot right now.
No,
Dude is like shell shocked.
Fucking yeah.
That's true,
For
yeah.
more than one reason now. It's like
Yeah, Darius has unloaded all this on him, and now Darius is thinking like, oh, that wasn't good. That's not good. Yeah, maybe this is good, actually. Maybe kind of refocusing it away from there gives him a bit of time to decompress for a minute.
Yeah.
On that whole situation, so it might be positive overall. This might blow up. Okay. All right, I understand. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to equivocate. I don't know what you're going through right now, and I'm just going to say I'm here for you.
Thank you.
As somebody who's dealt with something, at least not in, you know.
Look.
So, and I didn't deal with it well, so we can both not deal with it well, or we can kind of just like learn from each other. But with those grievances, obviously you've well, now that you understand what's going on in the grand scheme of things and why that might be happening, that it might have been a planned action by father, which just kind of compounds on everything that's we're talking about right now.
Yeah, it makes it so much worse.
Yes, it does. I understand.
He's taking like he's taking like a lot of deep breaths right now. He's like,
yeah. Do you need some water?
I think I need some wine.
I only have water.
I'll find something.
Okay. All right.
Don't
Yep.
Don't tell my wife just how bad it is. She's managed to stay. She has an idea because obviously she's been at camp, but
Right. When's the last time me and her spoke to each other like friendly? She does not like me.
that's true.
It's fine.
And yeah, okay.
You've kept things secret for me. I will do the same for you. That is what I'm here for. Darius is like gone from being very confident in his normal self, like more than his normal self, to just going the complete opposite, and he doesn't know how to handle this situation entirely. So, right. So, fuck.
So it's okay. What do you have in mind for dealing with father?
Right. Okay. We'll go with that. We'll work on other things afterwards. And we will. I swear I will try, and actually I'll get better at this. So my plan was to just cause a deadlock, because he's going to be enticing them to go along with the plan by promising the titles and the inheritances.
I mean, ownership of the company is
it's a lot, but do you want it on what you've just learned? I don't.
We could try and make it better, but that's
I'm not
a
saying
lot.
get rid of it. What I'm saying is that,
Yeah, but every single
do you want it on
company-
his terms? Think on it.
True, but at the same time, that might be the only terms we get the entire company, you know?
I think Lambert's asleep.
I've just muted him. It's fine.
Okay. Okay. Yep.
Hey,
Cool.
Insomno finally, like, look, if he's gotten sleep, that's good for him.
Hey, you know what? Yes. That's very- yeah. So yeah. Okay. This is my plan. Was to deadlock to then get us more time. To then form a better plan, because I don't know if you've realized I don't have a plan. It's
Right.
a very seat of my pants kind of thing. I only just got all my memories back about 7.5 hours ago.
Oh, fuck.
We're both dealing with a lot today. All right, yours more so. I think. Let's not equivocate. Let's not. We're dealing with our own internal issues.
Different problems. It's a big day.
Different problems. Yeah, it's a big day. Yes, that's very true. So I've had my friends sow some seeds of chaos and the various, normal rivalries between other individuals. It sounds like some of that worked. You're on the in with some of the others. I need you to hit the pressure points tonight.
Okay.
All right. You're better at this than I ever was when it comes to talking with all of them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm one of the only people that gets on with both Nicola and Martin.
Yep.
I'm not going anywhere near Anton. That's not going to work.
I will talk with Anton tonight.
Yeah,
Calmly.
He has not gotten over just all of our childhood.
Nope, I would. Yeah, that is true. That is true. And maybe it'd be better if you didn't keep using the "I'm all Anton" joke.
True.
Yep. Maybe that's the first step, and then we can fix that. Maybe, but you know what? Doesn't matter right now. Doesn't matter right now because I'm not even sure if he's going to be on our side on this at all or anything like that. It's very much, go with the flow. So yes, I'm going to need your help with this. Claudia's helping and knows what's going on. I won't tell her what you're going through either, though she's a very perceptive young woman, and I don't think you're going to be able to hide it for it because I noticed it, and I'm me.
Yep. I'll try to get it together.
Okay, I'm not asking you to. All right, just okay. All right, are you good?
Yeah, I'll be fine. This is just a lot more than I thought it was. I was hoping to air the fact that we are taking stupid casualties.
Hey, you can still do that tonight. Nothing's stopping you from that.
Yes. True.
I expect there's a lot going to happen tonight. Maybe you should also, if you're going to be trying to get in on good, just don't be buddy with me while we're there in public. Things
sure.
work. Claudia doesn't really matter too much because people don't really care too much. But with you, you've got status. More so. All right. Okay. I wanted to let you know all that before just springing it on you, at the time, so you have at least a little bit of time to work it out. Because I think they're still fitting my friend for a dress or something like that. So we've got a little bit of time to or we could just sit here quietly if that's what you prefer.
No, I'm gonna go freshen up. I'm gonna go see my kid.
That's good.
And
yep. Nope. If you can find her.
Yep. No, I'm. Let's all ride together up to the house, maybe, perhaps.
That would be great. Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great.
Cool.
Darth stands up and kind of same with him and does that kind of awkward okay, and pats his brother on the back a little bit and then see you then and walks away.
Sure. Absolutely. And you can rejoin the
cringing
party.
to himself, just oh, okay. They got less people to depend on than I thought.
And that pretty much sums up everything that's going on right now, Soul. So Soul is now caught up with everything.
That's fair. That's a great way of doing it. Love that.
Yeah. Okay.
So, what's the plan, Darius? Are we good? I mean,
the plan is the same not plan we had before. We just try and filibuster this, or hung parliament, other metaphors. And we make this work.
Can we change a phrase?
just try not being 14. That helps.
I can't help that.
So,
All right.
and this is we got Alexi's on our side. Kind of, he's got his own things he's working through right now. There's a lot of grievances he has to air today, but he's promised to help us a little bit. And so now that we're going to be trying to stoke the fires, as it were.
Is there any chance that he's going to need our help to settle some of these grievances? Which is a problem considering we already have our own grievances to deal with Tom. And...
I mean, possibly. His grievances do probably deal directly with Tommen, so we might be able to just kind of compound them together, but we're going to play that by ear. I don't know what he's going to do specifically. He just got a lot of information very quickly. So I'm gonna see how he feels on the ride up, because he's gonna be coming with us, along with the rest of his family, I'm assuming. Or they're already there, I'm not sure.
How do you take information?
About as you expect, I guess. So, he knows that's out there. But yeah, I'm just going to wait out here because I don't want to go inside and face my mother, because I can't lie to her. And I'm just going to, and I can't deal with that tonight. So let's,
Are you just going to sleep out here then? Should we get you a blanket?
I mean, we're going.
You're going soon. I believe.
As soon as people get clothes and like freshen up and everything, like that's.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's dinner. I keep thinking we're going in the morning. My apologies.
No. This is we're going to a feast.
Everything's happening so fast. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, well, it probably would have gone a lot smoother if we didn't have somebody that died and we had to do a rush job on that. But yeah, so that's all Darius has to do. Anybody else has anything? But while we're here.
Okay. Does anyone else have anything they need to do, or are you ready to progress?
Other than finding something nice for Soul to wear.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, because it's Soul, because we don't get Ruby back today, so this is going to be Soul that has to deal with this.
Darius's mother helps you retailor one of her older dresses.
Yeah. I was gonna say with if it was Ruby, then that would have been kind of worked out, because Darius's mother's colors are like a burgundy, like reddish kind of burgundy, but probably not any blue.
There's definitely some like off-white dresses and such. If that. I'm also just going to hand you all a map of the island finally.
Oh.
Which is what I've been.
Just in time for the climax of this arc.
But
just in time for the midpoint of this arc.
It's just so you guys get a kind of better understanding of some of the island.
It's being handouts, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it will be. I'm just uploading it now. But yes, you begin. You and your family. And
is everyone going?
I assume so.
No, I meant everyone in Darius's family is like also his mother.
His mother's not going.
Okay.
Your brother is going. His wife is going. His daughter is not.
Right. She's like 12 or something.
Yeah, not even that. I don't think she's like 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are more trees along the island. Like, it's a very forested island, but like I've demarked where like the deeper forests are.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole place is covered in trees.
So
for the most part, except for the south. No, you're going to Reynard House.
Okay, right. Oh.
Yep, Reynard House, because we're in Nyla's house right now. That's Darius's mother.
Yeah, and so Reynard House is where the board is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's where Darius's father is. The actual Lord of Bulb would be in Bulb Keep, but
Okay.
he's not there. He has a mansionette in the capital of the Rien.
McMansion.
Essentially, yeah, McMansion.
It's also a lot less fancy than the Renard keep. So,
But
sorry.
yeah, you progress up the road, and eventually you are greeted at the gate. The gate, the guards are in finery, for sure. Like they are. It's like a level has been taken, and you can smell the cook fires of the kitchens properly roaring, and yeah. And there is a lot to the rest of you who don't know. There is a lot of people who look and hold themselves similarly to Darius, like exiting wagons and coaches, sort of thing. Like a lot of individuals, and all of them like dressed like in like officery uniform. So it's like a lot of like padded armor with a decorative sword belt and such, and cloak. Rather than like full plate or anything. Obviously, some of them have retainers that do, but you've also noticed that a lot of the retainers stay outside, and there's now a collection of various different guards. Like the initial ones like posted up on the doors, and then the others, there's two of them just sat on the steps eating a sandwich, kind of thing. It's like everyone's bought their own
squires.
Yeah, like, and there's like, but there's also a lot of kids as well. So there's a lot of young Renards that are like running around the gardens, and yeah, it's just like a posh family get together, but not posh, but like wealthy.
New money.
Yeah. But you are led straight to the hall. But yeah, no, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say you probably see like Darius and Alexia run fairly similar things. The only difference is probably the embossed or the actual like coat of arms on the actual clothing. But it's a lot of what he normally wears, barring without any chainmail or armor or anything like that. It's just like a very fine kind of like all the threads and everything are much finer, or like it's made of a different cloth that's like more expensive kind of thing, but it looks similar to what he normally wears. And same thing with probably Claudia. It's probably unisex, honestly, unless somebody specifically wants to change it up a little bit, but it's kind of like a base normal thing that most of the family members would wear similar stuff.
Yep.
Everything. The Darius is wearing does have his lightsaber or whatever it's called, the
Sunblade.
Sunblade, like on the sword belt as if it was in a holster, but it doesn't have a blade or anything. So
what have the rest of you done to like pretty yourselves up?
I was gonna post a picture here in a second.
Go for it.
Still working on it though, so go ahead.
I imagine Sol has cleaned Breton's armor at this point using magic, and that's pretty much what he's done.
Fair enough. Not unheard
We
of.
didn't bring any extra clothes. There's not a whole lot that he can do. So as I said, military finery is fine, and this armor is fine.
Well, James, what has James done to nicen up his clothing?
Patched the holes, cleaned it, that sort of stuff. Probably, maybe even tried to have Nyla shorten up maybe the sleeves a little bit and use that to create a sort of like a pocket square and like a new like ascot or scarf type of stuff. So
Okay.
adjust the style, clean it up, get rid of some of the old scrap pieces of clothing that were too wholly patched.
Before you are allowed to enter the main chamber, you are asked to remove any ranged weapons. If you have them on you. You're allowed to keep a ceremonial sword or melee weapon, but any excess weapons and or ranged weapons are to be taken and put in a storage chest until you exit.
Darius gives up his dragon slayer bow.
Are they searching us?
I mean,
Somebody died from a mage hand. Don't tempt things.
okay, you are asked. Do you have any ranged weapons on you, sir?
What do you mean?
A bow, crossbow, Legoland's lander arms, anything that can throw further than 20 feet, throwing knives.
So should Breton not come in? Because I'm pretty sure he can throw further than 20 feet.
Ha.
Breton smirks but does not say anything.
Anything you could throw. You're allowed to keep a ceremonial sword or axe or whatever's meant for your family or your status, but we ask that range weapons be kept out of the dining hall. Javelins, for example, you don't need those to eat or be merry.
I don't know, some things.
He will very, very, very reluctantly and slowly pull out his fine, like, carbine rifle and hand it over to him and be like, don't let anything happen to this.
If you feel better, I mean, we could. Would it be a problem if we step outside and just set this in the saddlebags of my horse instead?
No, that's totally fine. You can put it in on your horse or whatever. Just don't. You can't bring it in here. Look. I work for a family of mercenaries. If I lost a weapon, I'd die.
Soul will eventually descend with a beautiful, almost white ball gown with golden filigreed bangles that go up and down her arms, and the legs like have split seams along the side so they can show just a little bit of skin. Her hair is done up. She looks nice. Very nice.
At that sight, James will just kind of calm, as most people do when they see something like that, and just let the rifle go and kind of give Ruby a short bow as she reaches the bottom.
Is anyone trying to hide a ranged weapon?
Breton will surrender one of his swords, since they said that multiple swords are not allowed, but he will take out his Sanguillum and say, "This is the second weapon. I'm not giving this up."
He like flashes his own, like, fair.
Then he will tuck that back away and keep his one sword, but then he will step back over to Soul and take her by the hand.
Well, please enjoy your evening.
All right, it's been a while.
And you enter the Great Hall. There is servants
From Seal.
serving. Yeah, it's like there's booze is flowing. A younger individual who is clearly a bard, not Florian, but looks a lot like them, is playing in one of the corners to sort of liven up the room a bit. And like you notice that Florian, that you have all met before, well some of you have met before, Darius, you definitely know because is your cousin, is like nephew. Sorry. It's Florian Jr. that's playing, and then Florian Sr. is kind of sat at a table, kind of tapping along, keeping a note at the time, sort of thing, almost like it's a subtle test from him. But you know, there's merriment, and there's a hive of chatting. So many people that look very, very similar to Darius, but equally different in one room is interesting because, as well, not everyone in this room is a human, but they are all distinctly Renards. Put it that way.
Nose.
It's the nose and the hair color more than anything. Like you all carry a lot of the same hair. And like your cheekbones are all very, very similar. But like
there's like a schnoz that one really stands out.
I think it's flat more so. I think it's just
flat, deep brows. It's like they've got a very there's a very defined look of a Renhard, and this room is full of them. You see, right, talking to Tommen, Darius's father, you see someone you haven't seen before, but he looks to be like next eldest in the room outside of some of the women. Is imagine Darius, but fully grey, and a good 15, 16 years older. Well, even 20 years older, I think.
Darius isn't that old. He just looks very old.
Yeah.
He's just
But it's just like, so imagine, but like burlier, but also rosied, chubbier cheeks, and looks a lot more kind of like, if Martin grew out his hair to look like Darius, this is what he'd look like, and just but grayer. You get the impression that this is Nikilla, the eldest of the Reynard main kids.
Darius probably would have like updated them on all the coats of arms, kind of let everybody know whose branch everybody was from. Because if you don't have your own coat, you wear your father's or your parents' coat of arms. So yeah, just look for the Nicholas got the black Ouroboros on his because he's got to be different.
And
is that symbol a common symbol, the Ouroboros, or is it?
It's not anywhere else in the in the party.
Yeah,
Does it have further worldly meaning? Like, is it like a religious symbol in some places or something like that?
I mean, give me a history check.
Okay. My first thing is, why is there the one person who's wearing something different?
Well, it's just on the Crow Code of Arms, the example on the general chat.
22.
It is, the Ouroboros is used a lot in heraldry to mean like forever, or like it can sometimes mean like rebirth, but it tends to be a symbol of those who like for those who mean like it's both power but also like duality of power.
And he wouldn't be the only one with like a unique kind of, because like everybody who doesn't have a code is either wearing their parents or they're wearing the Renard basic coat of arms. But there's like all of the primary kids, Darius's brothers and sisters all have their own personal ones that are unique, and then any of their kids direct have that.
Obviously, the ones who are most familiar to you in terms of Reynards, obviously you see Gabrielle. You see Raymond Reynard, both of them, the two half-orc twins that you met before. Obviously, you know Alexei, Claudia, and Darius. And you've also met Anton. I think actually outside of Nikilla, you've met everyone of the main ones. But they're all chatting and mingling with nephews and nieces, and there's a lot of Reynards in this room. A lot of it pretty much is everyone in this room is family except for you guys, which does catch the eye of quite a few people. Oh, and servants, and like honor guard.
You're my guests. You're me and Alexei's guests. So you're supposed to be here. Don't worry about that. Darius is more talking to himself.
Yeah, James would have just kind of started mingling. He's kind of been to these sort of events before.
Actually, there are a few individuals here that aren't Reynards that Darius would also point out. So there's like the main like master trainer of the Reynard company. Like there's a lot of like there's some like older gentlemen, like very senior people that are like almost at this point direct friends if he had them of Tommen. Like people with severe positions of powers, like I used to lead this company before Nikilla was old enough kind of individuals, like some of them like the oldest person in the room is like this 90-year-old guy in the corner with like a peg leg and like so much scarring and like no teeth, but he's just like wiry and like wired as heck in the corner. Doesn't look to be a Reynard, but is wearing like the standard Reynard colors and like Tommen's crest, and then like a load of like badges of honor, essentially like medals. Like, yeah, it's there are people that aren't. Yeah, but it's like this is the inner circle and only the inner circle or family.
Right. Well. Yeah, it's gonna be a long night.
Darius,
Already
which
been a
one
long
of these?
day.
Which one of these individuals, these older ones, would have been one closest to your uncle? I'd
Do
like
I
to go
know?
give them a handshake if you know what I mean.
Oh yes. Would I happen to know? History check.
Yeah, give me a history check. 'Cause this was before you were performed. Also, which uncle?
13. Hi.
The one that was killed.
Okay.
13.
There's a couple of the older, like, veterans who would have served with Heinrich. You can point out. One of whom is the really weird, wiry old man.
Point that one out. He's the most direct. He would be probably your best bet.
You're not pulling my leg because of, some of the things I've done, right?
Nope.
That's an individual. You know, his name is Dillingham. He's
Dillingham.
Call sign
Dillingham.
Pickle.
Yep. He's been around for a while. You'll do fine. I have my own thing I have to do, and Darius just kind of leaves everybody and just walks towards Gabby.
And as you walk towards Gabby, we're going to end the session here because we're out of time for today. We're actually out of time for today. So all I've got to do is to thank everybody for being here this week. So thank you to DM Lake, to Lord Lambert. Hopefully he sleeps well. Mordred Viking, to Ghibli Jam, to Kinda Odder, to Commissar Bridge, and to Beth Dillingham. Oh, damn it. Stage name. I said I was going to learn it. Fuck.
You're fine.
My bad. My name is Mishman. I've been your chronicler for this evening. We have been the Component Cast. We'll be back next week with more of this. We have Lancer tomorrow, our Tuesday crew game. And are you still off on Cyberpunk for now, or is that back this week as well?
I don't think Shannon comes back until after.
It was extended to this Thursday. He comes back.
Oh,
we're still off this
so
week, too.
next week,
We'll get there.
next week we'll have all three, and I'm determined to it.
We want to be back. We really do.
Oh, I hate the even with this, it was like I haven't played D&D. I haven't run a D&D session properly in like I've done it once this month. I'm jonesing for it. So thank you everybody for watching. Remember to follow if you're new here, and if you enjoy the Component Cast content, please do come and watch our other shows, and we will see you next time. Bye bye now.
Bye bye.
you